Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 420. Now, I was not really anticipating doing a commentary today, but I did have some topics that I didn't really think of in the last episode. It was kind of, I think, was that a late episode? I don't remember. I think it was actually 9 p.m., so it wasn't even that bad, but I think I was pretty tired. World size update. Let's just do that. 14.7. Oh, it's nice and easy today. 14 gigabytes, 700 megabytes. Uh, yeah, I had a lot to talk about. Well, not maybe not a lot. A lot is a bit of a stretch. But before I get to the really exciting news, I wanted to oh oh yes, I wanted to see what you guys wanted me to do for series. I'm trying to think of a new thing to do. I tried Better Than Adventure. I did a stream on that. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Do I mean, since it's like the first minute, I'm sure a lot of people will be watching this. So do let me know what you guys would want to see beyond Journey. I know Journey is I'm going to be doing it regardless, and I'm going to be doing more of it and whatnot than any other series, obviously. But beyond the Farlands here, I mean, I guess if there's any suggestions for Journey as well, I'm willing to accept them. But but anyway, if you have any suggestions for like series, like Minecraft related stuff you'd want to see me do more multiplayer stuff, because I could always go back to the server early and kind of get started on some new plans there. Weekly episodes again, or multiplayer, like I said, or some other thing like hardcore. I've wanted to do hardcore for a while. Some kind of different stage of the game, either modern Minecraft or even old Minecraft. I don't know about beta because I already got Journey and Minecraft Through Time, but maybe release or something I could consider. Or yeah, like I said, modern. Anyway, yeah, do let me know. But if any of you guys have any suggestions pertaining to any of that, or even other games too, I'm willing for other games. Open to the idea, or games I am interested in. I could always make a poll or something at some point. Again, I always like to do that just to gauge what people want. Anyway, I do want to get to the main kind of exciting topic pretty quickly here. So what I was doing right before the stream today was I actually was running a bit of rough number crunching on the journey. And after that sip of ginger ale, and I have kind of made my verdict on what I'm going to do this year, because I know it's been kind of hot discussion in Journey for the past few episodes, or probably even longer than that. Probably, I mean, it's the age-old question at this point in Journey of when I'm actually going to reach the Farlands, and the answer may very well be soon. Now, obviously, I am 8 million blocks in. I have 4 million, over 4 million left to go. But after doing some number crunching, it was very rough number crunching. Okay, it was very like all averages and stuff. I'm just kind of averaging it out and just telling you the long and short of it. I can go at the pace that I went in the olden days of Journey. If I do that, at least that, probably what I did over the summer, probably more than that. Like I need to do a fairly consistent effort. But if I continue at the rate I have been going the last few months for the next few months until April, like I've been saying, I'll be around 8.3 million or something like that. And then 8.3, 8.35, whatever million, which doesn't seem like a whole lot, but I'm kind of banking a lot of my investment in Journey in the later months after that. So if all goes well and I do a consistent effort, I could be seeing the Farlands before even the fall. That would be very nice. That would be very nice. It's kind of accelerating the schedule, but not really. I mean, yeah, it is actually accelerating the schedule because last year I tried going pretty far. I think I only managed to make it like 1 or 2 million in that like period. So that was even longer of a period. So I have only like 140 days to walk 4 million blocks in the journey. And I suppose I don't even have to walk the full 4 million if I don't want to. I could always do the Farlands at the end of the year or something. But isn't that exciting though that it's actually somewhat obtainable now or attainable in a shorter period of time? I didn't think I would be considering reaching the Farlands quite so soon. I thought I'd still be another year off or something. I might still be, who knows? But that's all assuming nothing really changes in my mind, which it tends to change. But I rounded out the numbers, and it seems like I only need to do about 30,000 blocks a day, which is lower than my 35K I tried to do. Which I might even still try to do like 35K, just so I don't. It doesn't take the whole time to get there, kind of thing. But yeah, if I do commit to reaching it in those like months between April and I guess beginning of September, I could very well see the Farlands after a lot of walking. It'll be a lot, by the way. Daily episodes of Journey. Prepare for multi-hour streams and marathons. And even if I do, well, I know that when I get close to the Farlands, I will be doing a lot of marathons and stuff. So that will also help to accelerate the end of the journey and get the hype going for the actual reaching of the Farlands. But that is all very cool, very exciting information. So that means that at this point, I don't think the series will see above 600 episodes, at least in the terms of the journey. It might be just around there, maybe just over. Under 700. Under 700, I'll say. Before the Farlands. So that's not even that far. That's only like 300 episodes from now. Because it's also a few months. Well, I guess it's the rest of February here, March, April. Well, beginning to mid-April, I will be kind of still busy. So it's about like another month and a half from now where I'll kind of be maintaining this pace, and then it's off to the races after that. And it'll be, if all of that pans out, this year could be a very different year for Journey compared to last year. The channel might not see as like crazy growth as it did last year. I don't know if it will, but maybe reaching the Farlands, who knows? But there's a lot that could be on the table, though. A lot of interesting stuff, which is all fascinating. But I'm going to kind of temper my expectations, and I urge you guys to temper your expectations as well. I will certainly try in this effort, though. I'm not going to back down like I did last year, where I kind of fell off a bit and I didn't quite fully commit to my 30 million a month plan, which was a little bit crazy. I mean, this is kind of a million a month plan as well, but I think it's a little bit more attainable in the 140 days. Anyway, that was kind of the big discussion. That means outright I have to talk about when am I going to get to the Farlands, because that's kind of my guess. That's my closest guess right now, if all goes well. Otherwise, it'll be probably next year or something, a year from now, beyond. Right. That was kind of the big thing. What else do I want to talk about? I mean, 420. I mean, that's a special in and of itself. If any of you know the kind of the funniness about 420 as a number. I won't elaborate too much on it, but you can probably figure it out, Snoop Dogg. And but yeah, it's a funny number anyway. I'll see if I can come up with a funny enough title that's a little bit on the nose, but not completely like out there. But yes, that was kind of a lot of the cool discussions. Anyway, in fear of saying that was a lot of cool discussion again, I will talk about Better Than Adventure, which I did a stream on. I did a quick hour stream on it last night after spending a few hours working on an assignment. It was kind of late night delirium infused stream. I guess this one technically is as well, but I feel a bit more cognizant. Like I think I had a way worse sleep than the night before, and that was fine. I had like a friggin' midterm and everything, and assignments and stuff that I had to do. But I was just friggin' conked out by the time the stream happened. Like I think that was like 1 a.m. or 12 a.m. again. But I was just, well, I mean, when I'm not like focused and channeled like I am in Journey or something, I kind of just prattled on and stuff, and it was very interesting. Anyway, it was a fun stream. It was a fun stream. it was kind of fun to return to Better Than Adventure even for just one stream. I'll have to kind of see how I feel about it next week. But I'm kind of in a bit of a stage of experimentation at the moment. I've kind of subbed out a lot of my series and I'm trying to figure out which ones I want to come back to. Because there's a lot of stuff that I'm like, yeah, I really enjoy that as an idea, but I only enjoy it as an idea and I don't actually enjoy it itself. Kind of thing like trying out new series is just because I wanted to do it in the past doesn't really help a lot of the time in like stuff like that I need to do now because I might not still want to do it. But Better Than Adventure was just something I wanted to go back to because I just thought it was cool to go back to. It was it was my most popular series, and I was like, yeah, I might as well just give it another shot in the stream. And I actually saw that it got updated. It's a 7.3 now release. So I was like, oh, I got to check out some of that. Well, I mean, it was a brand new world, so I didn't really get to see a ton of things, but I got to see a little bit, a little taste, little taste. But yeah, if you don't know what that is, it's a beta. Well, it's kind of a fork of beta Minecraft that kind of evolved into its own thing, and it's now into like a release stage, and it's kind of closer to beta than release Minecraft, of course. So it's a very interesting delineation because the terrain's different a little bit. Like it's quite a lot of new biomes and stuff. It's a very interesting like mod. I do urge you guys to go check it out if you really like the old Minecraft stuff. Whether that means trying it out yourself or just watching people play it, because there's a lot of talented content creators who've played Better Than Adventure. Or you could even check out like the subreddit about it as well. The Better Than Adventure subreddit, I believe, is what it's called. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's kind of there's not too many like very popular mods for like old Minecraft like that. There's Mango Pack, which I didn't really see getting like super crazy reception. I thought it was a lot of fun when I played it, and that's even one thing I've considered going back to time and time again. It's kind of like a classic. Well, I mean, it's a modern. I think it's a modern pack. Like it's not from back in the day, but it uses a lot of those classic mods, and it really feels like it takes me back to like when I played Feed the Beast back in the day. Of course, Feed the Beast is a little bit different, but it's still that kind of kitchen sink mod pack style, and I enjoy that. I just like learning the mods as I go. It's a lot of fun, and yeah, I would say it's like, oh yeah, you learn the mods and you can actually do stuff, but I'm still in that kind of learning stage with a lot of mods. I have not played nearly enough modern Minecraft or modded Minecraft. That's another thing I guess I could do as a series, but I'd have to see which mod pack I'd want to try properly, because I guess technically Better Than Adventure is a mod, but it's not a mod pack, and I would kind of like to try a more traditional mod pack or traditional style, kind of what you'd imagine when you think of a mod pack, just a bunch of zany and wacky mods and things. Um, but yeah, I do like a lot of that kind of stuff. I remember quite a few years ago when that kind of roguelike adventures in dungeons was popular. I played that one a fair bit. I managed to explore a few different dimensions and stuff. That one was also pretty good. I don't dabble into modded Minecraft a lot. I did do a brief series, like a few streams on a mod pack that I'd made myself called Beamcraft, I think. And it was very interesting. Like it was a pretty nice pack actually. I think I still have it. But a lot of people seem to like it, and it's too bad that I didn't continue it because it was a lot of fun. I got kind of swept up in a project with Devon, and that kind of overtook my Beamcraft. I think that was Minecraft with Friends. Well, it was Minecraft with Devon. That's what I call it. I just coined it as Minecraft with Devon because it was called Minecraft with Friends because it was supposed to be an SMP style thing, but it was just me and Devon for the world. I still really want to do an SMP. I mean, I guess I'm a part of one right now technically, but I would really love to do like a traditional style SMP and not just like a few friends playing a Minecraft world together. I guess that's what traditional SMPs are, but I don't know. I still have that kind of ambition, and I don't know why the stuff that I have doesn't really scratch it. The old stuff did, but maybe there's just a delineation that like I don't know. I don't have enough motivation, but that's just right now. You know, that doesn't say that like I won't come back at a bit and be like, yeah, I'm motivated. But motivation is always a tricky topic. It's always hard to keep keep steady to one thing. I find I think the best motivation is restriction. Like with school and stuff, you know, you have like assign like you have deadlines and you know, kind of you feel pressured to do things. Whereas for like a Minecraft world, I'm not really pressured to do anything. I'm just kind of doing whatever I want. So when the kind of natural steam begins to well out, then I'm kind of done. Luckily, something like Journey is super easy to keep that motivation going because I had that initial burst from like kind of making this, kind of thinking about TFC and stuff when I started this world, and just I think there was just a lot of novelty in it, especially considering I had never really played beta Minecraft. I know. I'd never actually really played beta Minecraft, so this was like my foray into old Minecraft properly. I mean, I'd played it before, so I wasn't completely unfamiliar with the limitations of the game at the time. I think a lot of people who played Minecraft in more modern versions are probably a little bit more. It's a little more jarring. It's a little more jarring. There's a lot more lacking than there is in the game, but I think a lot of that lack of or that restriction creates a lot of interesting stuff that you can do with the game. Kind of the restrictions on building and stuff makes that so all the stuff that you can build is all the more impressive. And I think that's kind of gone the opposite direction in Minecraft now, which is not a bad thing. I think it's actually rather cool that, uh, as Mumbo Jumbo put it in like when his episode or videos on like the thoughts of like the modern updates and stuff, that like blocks being like implemented and added now makes it so that like it doesn't take much to actually build nice things. You can build a lot nicer things now, with a lot less effort because it's just the blocks, the mere blocks alone. Like if you just got enough motivation to pick out some cool blocks you like and get them and build something with them, you could probably build something pretty neat because there's a lot of new colors and things and pairings now. You know, in old Minecraft, you really, if you want to build something like phenomenal, like what you'd imagine now in a lot of builds, you really have to think outside the box. And that's tricky for a lot of people. Even myself, I've found trouble with that at times. But usually, I'm actually pretty good at building. Most of the time, it's just that motivation that's the trouble. Because I'm good at building. Yeah, I'm not bad, but I find my biggest struggle is just kind of keeping the ball rolling. It's very tricky with Minecraft because it's a game that, while I love it so much, it's a game that is purely directed by you. There's little intrinsic things in the game that kind of guide you a little bit. And there's of course like there's kind of the common play styles and things and the grind set and all that of like, you know, going to the end right away or all that stuff that I've fallen into in the past. And I'm sure a lot of people have the 2 week phase if that's familiar. I've kind of I think started to fall into that trap. I kind of laughed at people that did in the past, and now I'm kind of experiencing it now. But I'm just kind of embracing taking breaks and stuff from the Minecraft worlds, like the ones that are creatively involved. I can do stuff in like Minecraft through time, and that's not too bad for me. But I think it's like the server and stuff that there's just something that just inherently is just stopping me from reaching my full potential, whatever it be. And it's not like it's something that's super glaringly obvious and easy to point out because I've done many worlds up to this point, multiplayer or otherwise, and I've had a lot of trouble keeping stuff going. I think there's a big thing with that, a big whole discussion to be had. I guess I'm partially having now. But I've never really had a Minecraft world beyond a journey go for a long time. I think it would be really cool to have a world that goes on for a long time, but I mean, I guess what that really involves is sticking with a world like, Renewcraft or something, for example, and just coming back after the breaks and not just restarting when I come back kind of thing. Because that's usually what I would do is I would kind of burn myself out and I would just kind of not want to come back. And when I did come back, I would want a completely new slate because that's always the easiest way to go about it. But who's to say you can't do a clean slate in the same world, because I know that I've looked at like the realm statistics and stuff like for the server, and I've seen that a lot of the members are very active. Like there's only four of us right now, but three of the four, the other three people on the server have been playing rather consistently, and I've been kind of the odd one out. I mean, not. I mean, I kind of anticipated that. I even told the members that I'd be busy and stuff with things. Just life in general has been keeping me very busy and on my toes. So I haven't really had time to even think about the server. When I have thought about things, I've thought about what I really wanted to do, which is like Journey and a bunch of my other series. Is I kind of notice I kind of swerve around, I kind of dance around the point of the servers and like a long-term Minecraft world because it's always something I want, but it's not necessarily something that I always like am trying to reach for. Like it's always just like a pipe dream almost. But it would be very cool to have a world that I could just always keep coming back to and just like have no trouble playing at all. But that's just not really the case with the world right now. I get so worked up about it. So I'm just like I just take a step back from it kind of thing like I am now. And that's okay. It's not doesn't always have to be such a big old deal. I can take a step back. That's the beauty of games and stuff. Oh, I'm sinking. I was trying to press spacebar. I realized I was pressing a completely different button altogether. Oh, there it goes. No, but if I did reach the Farlands this year, Farland Anniversary would go crazy this year because that would be the final push to the Farlands if that ends up being the case. That would go so hard. 2025 would then become a real contender because I feel like I'm making a lot of progress this year so far. Whether it's progress that I'm embracing or progress that's like, but like, it's still net positive in the end. Late stream, it looks like it. Yeah. I closed at my job, so I just felt like streaming something. I was like, oh yeah, Friday I have Journey slotted in my schedule, so I might as well do a Journey stream. Because I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to stream on Friday because I've got all sorts of things to do. I got most of that out of the way, or kind of, I'm going to push it later. I got tomorrow as a bit of a nice off day where I don't have to worry about streaming anything or anything. So that'll be good. Wowie. Yeah. I was just talking about how I'm actually planning on reaching the Farlands this year now officially. Not that you should take my word for it because I do go back on my word, but I definitely am going to try. I think that is a very cool thing because I realize how attainable it is. That's why. Because it's in the time that I have to actually go there, I could actually make a good effort. Creeper and Steve, or Crapper and Stev. Did you see the new Minecraft movie trailer? No, I did not, but I've already seen memes of it on social media. I've already seen all manner of things show up. I've not seen the actual trailer yet, though. I've only seen like one clip of like I think it was Jason Momoa's character, Garrett the Guardsman Garrison. Garrett the Guardsman Garrison. Oh wait, the villagers, yes, I saw that too. And yeah, it was like the creeper scene. And I think it was like Jack Black and well, I think that was the thumbnail. It was like Jack Black and Jason Momoa's characters. Well, Steve and Garrett in like diamond armor, kitted out. But yeah, I've not seen the actual trailer. I'll have to watch that, maybe even after stream, or whenever I get around to it. I don't actually feel all that tired today. Today was kind of what I called a nothing burger. There was not really anything really I did today of value, of substance. I worked my job. I had I think a lab today, but nothing really eventful. What else happened to Itch? No, they do not. And I kind of read that very vaguely, so the people are just like, why is he asking that? Does your heart happen to beat? Well, if it didn't, I'd be on the floor, 6 feet under, actually. Would not be here right now if my heart did not beat. Do your lungs happen to function? Are we just defining existing now? It's like when people say, "Oh, I can't do anything," but yet they're still breathing and their heart's functioning. Like, oh my gosh, what is this? Do your eyes happen to blink? Like, what is going on here? Does your nose happen to intake oxygen? Funnily enough, I've been doing a lot of friggin' mouth breathing, which is not very good, but I think it's just because my nose has been pretty plugged recently. I mean, I did that like I think the last Journey episode, I was like talking with like a plugged nose. So I was like very like, hello everybody. I don't know what to say. I'm just super sick and all that stuff. I wasn't actually sick actually. Well, I mean, I was recovering, but I had some like stuff in my nose, so I couldn't like talk properly. Could not talk properly. It was very nasal, and I could tell even when I like look back at the stream. But in more positive news, I mean, I am better, obviously. I'm not sick anymore. But also, the streams don't have drop frames anymore. Yay! I switched server settings again. I think I already mentioned that a few times, but I did change it, and the streams are very much nicer now, so that's good. Not any problems at all, which is good. That I was kind of a bit like, I was like, it's just like it was not really nice knowing that my streams weren't very good quality. I like to maintain a certain standard of like you being able to at least like watch the stream without like any like visual artifacting or that kind of thing. I just don't like that. Now you're aware of your breathing, your eyes blinking, your heart beating, and your pulse not dropping. I don't think I'm aware of any of those actually. I'm aware of the absurdity of this conversation. I'm aware that I'm laughing and talking, but that's about it. Uh, Even when I'm not sick, the ginger ale is still nice. Although I did have a sore throat today, so maybe I'm still a little sick or something. Who knows? I don't even know what the heck's going on. I don't know who I am. I don't know who am I. Oh, is that some mushrooms? I remember how excited I was when mushrooms were added. I wasn't around when mushrooms were first added, but I just spent like a Minecraft through time this week. The version I'm in now in Minecraft through time in my new base, I have mushrooms and flowers. I was like, oh my god, there's actual foliage now. Actual like plants and not just these trees everywhere. The neon green trees. And yes, they were very much neon green. Much more vibrant than even this here. Which is already more vibrant than modern forests in Minecraft. Just injecting the biomes here with a lot of saturation and vibrancy. Oh, there's brown mushrooms as well. If only the mushroom hunt were easy at spawn. Before Journey to the Farlands, I did the mushroom hunt, but it was not nearly as difficult as it was when I did the original one. Back at spawn, I was trying to find mushrooms. I probably could have just done my own food source at spawn and then just grab mushrooms on my way to the Farlands. But I was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna go out and find mushrooms. I'm gonna go do a mushroom hunt. It was just like, it's like, oh my god, it's so much fun. But like, I didn't really think about the fact that be having to go out so far to get mushrooms, and I went like a few hundred blocks out in like a direction just to get mushrooms for my stew. And the rest is history. I've been using mushrooms ever since because mushroom stew is like the most goated food source. I mean, you just got tons of golden apples, which you can't craft, by the way, in beta. Oh no, not the half heart. Oh, down one half heart. I'm not gonna eat a mushroom stew. I mean, I technically could. I usually am economic with my mushroom stew, but what the heck? I need to actually craft a brand new mushroom stew. I could have had the bread, but whatever. Infinite food, basically infinite. I mean, it's finite, but it's just like the world itself. Like, no sane human being is gonna go out this far in the Minecraft world and have it all completely developed and ravaged. Like, I'm walking over millions of diamonds here. I'm walking over hundreds of thousands of mushrooms. Past tons and tons of potential base locations, and I'm just not bothering with it. That's the thing with the Minecraft worlds is they're infinite because basically in the normal Minecraft players sense they are infinite because you're not going to be going out super far. It's only the friggin' crazy people like me who go out to crazy lengths and stuff. But like I said, even in this, you only get to see like I only really inhabit a fraction of the areas that I walk past. And I find it kind of fun to talk about like the areas and stuff that I walk by and like what I would imagine going there. I don't know what I'd imagine going here. I guess just some kind of town. Meanwhile, I'm better. You just fall through the world after like 3 million. Yeah, but that's too far. Like I have not seen like a solid reason why I would need to go out that far. Maybe in an anarchy server. I know people who've gone out like 100,000 or 200,000 blocks to build a base in a world that they just didn't trust the other members. But like, I have not heard of people going out like millions and millions of blocks in like a conventional sense. I'd say going to the Farlands is not really a conventional sense. It's more just like a novelty thing, because really, what can you do at the Farlands that you can't do at home? No, but no, the Farlands are just really cool though. That's really what it is. Is it's checking out. It's the journey really. That's all. That's what it is. It's the journey, honestly, more than the destination at times. But the destination, I mean, is just so cool. It makes up for the journey as well. It's just a big part of it as well. Also, sometimes I wonder if I'm distracting you from your journey. No, I wouldn't say you are, because I'm already journeying right now as we talk. Like it's not like you're calling me or whatever outside of stream and just like taking away from the time that it would be walking or that kind of thing. Like I don't think you're distracting me, because some of the things I've done in like no commentary really questions like how much attention I really need to give this. Like if I asked for the world size and all that, no, that's fine. That's like a fraction of the journey. It's like menus and things. That's just an inevitable part. Like I always have to take breaks and stuff. That's just a natural part of it, and I always want to show people things. I do that naturally. I don't even need people to ask me that. So that's all good. It's out of like uh, my own kind of desire to show people stuff when we're talking about it. It's really out of the time that I have to journey. Like 4 million blocks, that's like probably a few hundred hours of walking. So like a little pause of the game is not really all that much in the grand scheme. Because regardless, I'm still going to be going to like the same point. And I've had a lot of leeway. Like I've taken a lot of days off and stuff in journey, which is great. I have not been like a super crazy walker kind of thing. Like I have not been doing this like hundreds or dozens of hours or whatever, like at the same time or whatever, like marathoning. I'm just an ordinary person, okay? Okay. I'm only able to walk like a lot when I can walk a lot, and that's only certain times of the year. Although it happens this year to also be a few months like it was last year. Well, last year I had even more time, but I wanted to do other stuff instead of Journey. Journey kind of was only like a few million blocks, or like 1 or 2 million blocks of walking instead. But yeah, no, all that is to say though that it doesn't really make too much of a difference. I guess I should dig myself into a hole. All right. And the beauty, I guess, of the journey. Oh, hello, Skelly. A bit of the beauty of having a lot of this archived, and the fact that I actually uh, start in the main menu is you actually do get to see the world size evolve as well. Like you can go back to like the original episodes and you can see where it was kind of, up until that point in like my journey, and then you can just kind of like go through the episodes and like see like, oh wow, the world just grows crazy. I don't know exactly how much it grows per episode. I could probably do the math, but I don't log that. Like I'm not that anal about archiving just everything. Like I have it in the episodes. Like if I want to do that kind of social experiment at some point, I could. But I'm not too worried about it. Honestly, I'm not too bothered with a lot of that like minute stuff. I just like the idea that I've been kind of charting down my block coordinates and stuff, so I can like look back later on, or even show you guys my notebook at some point. I mean, I guess I have it digitized to the Discord server, so anyone who's kind of a part of the Discord server will be able to see where I was at on any specific day. And that's like accurate. That's not like my YouTube videos or my original Journey YouTube videos where they're kind of like averaged out to like the day that they were originally streamed, or what I assume to be the original day because I didn't even post when they were streamed initially for a long time. But I still have my notebook, so I kind of based it off of that. So that's why a lot of those old episodes are like general coordinates rather than like what I actually would have walked in the episode span. Because no commentary wasn't recorded. And before the commentary, there was just nothing recorded at all for like that first few months. Did you ever play Subnautica? I did like 9 episodes. My last episode was about a month ago. I'm slated to do it on Saturdays. It's not that I'm not interested. I actually was having a lot of fun with it. I just never got back around to it. So it's just kind of the trouble with things sometimes. There's how about Below Zero? Oh, I think I was talking about that at one point where I was like, I got a new series in the works. It wasn't better than Adventure, which is the thing that I started yesterday on a whim. Like going back to that. But yeah, it was actually Below Zero. I wanted to do that. So I could always do like Subnautica and Below Zero. That kind of switch out with Better Than Adventure and Supermarket Simulator or something. I started playing that. Oh yeah. I've never played Below Zero properly. I played it when it first came out and like it's early access. But I never actually played it after full release. Like I never did a full playthrough, so I would look forward to doing that. Subnautica Saturdays could make a comeback for sure, but probably just not this week. I'm starting my full playthrough now. Oh, nice. Yeah, I remember when the full release came out. I was like, oh yeah, I can't wait to play the game, and I just never played it. Well, I mean, I watched it and I played like the early access and stuff. I think I did even play a little bit of the release, but got a sea truck already at my little base. Oh, that's nice. But like after playing the whole of like the original Subnautica, because I do have like my series. That's still like my second official playthrough of the game. I did do one before without using the rocket and stuff. So I still haven't done the rocket in the game. But below zero would be even more kind of blind to it. So that is something I've considered before Subnautica 2 comes out, or even after, depending on when I get around to it. That's funny. I was just having like one of those like silent realizations about like the journey. Sometimes it just kind of like clicks every once in a while. It's like, huh, it just kind of it's like I'm really like listening to C418 in Minecraft and walking to the Farlands and like out like 8 million blocks. And I have like 4 million blocks to go. It's like all that kind of just like comes back. I'm like, just like the gravity of it all. Because a lot of the times I kind of just uh, shake it off. I'm like, oh yeah, the journey. It's my lightning in a bottle series. But no, it's pretty profound. It is. Maybe down to stream that together or nah. I know it's not multiplayer, but we could be in a VC or something. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, you know what? You know what? I think what would really be fun is when Subnautica 2 comes out, we could even stream that. Like actually do like a multiplayer series together, like a stream series. Because I have a friend who also is maybe gonna play with me. That's a proper idea if you want one. I'd be willing to do that. I mean, Below Zero joint stream series would be an interesting idea, but I think something multiplayer would be really cool. I know there's like unofficial multiplayer mods and stuff, but they're kind of jank from what I've played with them anyway. So I think it would be really interesting to try with like when there's an official multiplayer and like have like a few of us in a Subnautica save. I just don't know who's getting the Microsoft Store version, who's getting the Steam version. I mean, I me and my friend are probably going to be getting the Steam version, but if it lends itself better for Microsoft Store, then I guess I could get the Microsoft Store version if that's what you are getting. But that's always an idea. Because for Subnautica 1 and Below Zero, I have the Microsoft Store version. I just use Steam and like I just try to default to like one if I can, just to have it all in one place. Because I have like Minecraft Legends. Well, I guess there's the Minecraft launcher now, but back when I like bought like Minecraft Legends off like the Microsoft Store and like whatnot, I just like having it all in one place. Well, like I mean, like Minecraft's kind of like another thing on its own, of course, but and best case scenario, it's cross-play for Steam and Microsoft Store. I'm assuming it will be. The reason why I had them there was because I originally played those two on Xbox. Yeah, that makes sense. I never played the console versions. Actually, how were they? As I actually never touched the console versions of the games. I think I played the console version of Subnautica at one point. I don't remember though. Honestly, beats me at this point, but and they're only one of the few Xbox Play Anywhere games that allows you to own the game for PC if you buy buy it for Xbox. I feel like that should be a given, but I guess it's not really a very common thing in, like, consoles and stuff. I feel like it just makes sense though for you to have like access to it on multiple platforms like that. But I can also see why with like licensing and things, like having to like, like just like all the grunt work that would go along with that behind the scenes. But it's very convenient. It's very convenient like that. Although I'm also it also is coming from someone who plays like PlayStation, where like everything on PlayStation is PlayStation and PlayStation alone. And same thing with Nintendo. It wasn't much different though. Oh yeah, I just was more talking about like the controls with like playing the game with a controller rather than keyboard and mouse, because I've just been so used to playing the games with like the Subnautica stuff with keyboard and mouse. I was wondering, the controls are nice. Oh, good. I figured it would. It's kind of a game that lends itself nicely because it's a fairly it's not like too like control heavy game. I find they work really well, but I stuck to keyboard and mouse. Yeah, fair enough. I feel like it, like I said, it was like similar enough. Like it's like simple enough that it's like a game that would not be too bad. But I've also had games that are like pretty darn simple, and then on console they're just kind of like miss. They're not really, they're like a hit on PC, but it really miss on console. One of those like pretty much like always has been like Terraria for me. I've always found like the console version of Terraria to just be inferior based on controls. I can really put up with it well, but I don't know. I've always just had like a bit of a hindrance with it. Some games just like that. I was expecting it to look as. I mean, yeah, like I've seen like low graphics Subnautica because on my old computer I could only play games like that. So I know what you're talking about though with like consoles having games that are like down, like not like as graphically appealing as they are on PC. That's a common occurrence. I think one of the biggest examples, I actually never played the PC version of Ark, but I know Ark was like kind of one of those where like the console version was it was a lot different. And I remember when that game first came out and my friend was really like excited and got me to buy it and everything when it was like $80 or whatever when it launched. And I was just like kind of, I mean, we played it a lot, but we never really made it crazy far in it. And it was just kind of like on console. I think the PC version would have been a lot better to have tried. And I never went back to it. Oh, whoa. Just hear all the friggin' skeletons. I always complain about storage for Ark. Yeah, oh yeah, yeah, the storage. I never got to play it because of that. Yeah, I think I ended up getting an extended hard drive at one point even just because I'm the kind of person that likes to have a lot of my games just readily available. I've gotten better at that recently with like uninstalling games and stuff when I don't play them. But like I'm usually by and large, I just like to have my game library downloaded and available because that's kind of how I see it. Is that if I want to play a game, then I don't really want to have to download it and all that. I was a console gamer up to 2023. I've been kind of playing pretty much a lot of the different teams. Like I actually used to be like a mobile console gamer, and then as the years went on, I kind of warmed up more to PC gaming. I think for a long time, I didn't really do PC gaming because I had kind of a potato for a long time. I had like an office computer, so I didn't really have that accessibility for computers. I had Minecraft for like a decade plus on Java, but I never took it real all that seriously until a few years ago actually. Built my PC in December 2023. I built this one, I think maybe even around the same time. I built a new PC because I had like a pre-built that I got in 2019 and it was starting to kind of be behind in like the graphics and I was like I kind of want to have a computer that can like do things well. I can play like the games that I already want to play that don't require much graphically. But then when I do want to play the games that are graphically intensive or that have that option, like RTX or that kind of thing, then yeah, it's kind of nice to have. I think it was 2023 when I built mine too. It was like October 2023, I think. I bought all the parts and stuff. I really like splashed out and got a bunch of good parts because I had a computer. savant, savant. Someone who kind of knew their parts was kind of helped me, and they helped me build my computer as well, which was nice because I'm not really super familiar with like computer building. I guess you do take well, at least I took like a course where you kind of built PCs and took them apart and stuff. So I do have some familiarity, but it's nice to have someone to help you out anyway. Since I'm not like I'm not doing it every day or that kind of thing. I'm not a very uh, tech savvy person that way. In a lot of ways, technically, yes, I am a little tech savvy, but like it only goes so far. It only goes so far. See, I guess a lot of the reason why I was like mainly reliant on console. Well, I don't think I was really a serious gamer. I was really a casual gamer, and I actually one of the biggest reasons I actually played games was just to play games with friends. That was a large reason why I did it over many years. Was because of friends. I think that's maybe why I didn't play Java that much because I didn't have other friends who had Java Edition. Maybe if other people had Java early on, then I would have. But I think that's why I'm like, I don't really have much of an opinion on like early Minecraft like release because I played console when it was in that kind of beta Minecraft emulation stage where they're kind of building it from the ground up, starting with like the old Minecraft. I think it was like beta 1.6 or whatever. So I remember that Minecraft. So that's kind of maybe why I got a bit of a thing for beta. Like early release a little bit, but like yeah, by and large, basically from like early release up until like update aquatic or whatever around that time, or like the World of Color. I kind of just didn't really have any opinion on the updates. I checked them out; they were cool, but like I wasn't playing Worlds. I wasn't playing Worlds like survival or whatever to like properly experience it. So I think that's probably why I'm so like aware and hyper aware of like a lot of the stuff since like the Nether update because that's kind of the first update I kind of really got into. Well, I guess it was like Village and Pillage slash Nether update, especially after the Nether update because I started a bunch of new worlds and stuff, and I had a 1 year long world, which was actually a lot of fun. That was probably my closest thing to having like a not maybe not a forever world. That's kind of a modern thing, but like a long term world, which is still one of my dreams. I mean, Journey is probably gonna be my long term world. I mean, it already is 2 years now, but I would like to have a conventional long world. But for the time being, that's just kind of a passing pipe dream. Uh, but yeah, that I guess I've talked about my history with Minecraft for a good while, but that's kind of hopefully some new elements sprinkled in, making the conversation interesting enough because I feel like with only so much to talk about in Journey that like a lot of the conversations tend to become repetitive. So I'll try to at least if I'm going to talk about something, I might as well have a new angle on it. Since then, I've been just using my Xbox every now and then. Yeah, like I used to play my PlayStation a lot with friends and stuff, and now I got a PlayStation 5 I think it was just a few months ago even. Or was it a year? Has it been a year? Oh, it might have been a year since I've gotten a PlayStation 5. But I feel like I actually have not played my PlayStation a whole lot. I just kind of use it to play with play like couch co-op games when friends are hanging out and that kind of thing. That's actually what it's kind of been reduced to at this point. Actually, it's interesting because I've actually like bought games and tried out games, but my friend group on Xbox kind of died. A lot of drama and crap, and I just moved away to PC. Yeah, that's fair. I well, we had like a pretty big friend group, and we were all playing on a Minecraft server. That's why I meant with like that 1 year Minecraft server. That was the original Newcraft SMP, and yeah, it was chaotic. It was well, it was a lot of fun at the time. I don't really wish I was back there kind of thing. Like it was just kind of like a different time, and the group kind of split apart naturally. Used to play PvZ a lot. Oh yeah. Yeah, I had people I used to play at Minecraft even back like a decade ago. You know, Minecraft or shooters or whatever, shooter games. Like PvZ or whatever, or Garden Warfare. Back in like, well, I remember like 20, like I remember when Garden Warfare 2 came out, and that was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with PvZ Garden Warfare 2. I had Garden Warfare 1 on my Xbox 360, but I don't think I played that nearly as much as I did Garden Warfare 2. And I tried Battle for Neighborville, and I was like, oh, oh, but I tried like doing like the progression and stuff, trying to be a completionist, and it was just really tedious, even more tedious than Garden Warfare 2. I just kind of played those games as just like comfort games, not really to like complete them. I think they make really good, just like weekend night game night with friends kind of thing. I like those kinds of games, and I think Minecraft was that for a long time for me, and I guess it still is a little bit with like the servers, but it's just not quite nearly. Oh, has there been no sound the whole time? Oh, there's been no sound the whole stream? It's only been my mic. Sorry about that. Just Garden Warfare 1, Garden Warfare 2, and Battle for Neighborville. Yeah. Yeah, your majestic voice. Like I was talking about like C418 and stuff, because there was Minecraft music playing at the time. Oh, it's okay. The music is back. And the game audio is here. I'll just have to note that in the description. Majestic. I don't think I've ever heard anyone call my voice majestic. I think I've heard people say I have like a good talking voice. But like, I don't know. I don't really think about it that much. Grass. Yes, you get to hear the repetitive walking sounds. There's no variation. Well, maybe a little bit, but not much. Not much. It's okay. It was a commentary anyway. It all worked out in the end. If it was an old commentary, I probably would have actually caught that audio issue sooner. But you get to hear me for 40 minutes instead anyway. It really is just like a podcast episode at that point. It's just me talking. I mean, Journey is like the closest you're going to get to in terms of a podcast kind of type thing. Kind of cool, because I kind of like guest people on for episodes and stuff. It's kind of been fun to do that. I mean, it's always fun when I get to bring like my friends on for streams. I've only done that with a few people. Other than that, I've let people like name episodes or whatever, but not much beyond that. There we go. I don't need to do that constantly. I can just do it for a little. I feel like I fall into the muscle memory, or not muscle memory, but I just like keep repetitively hopping in and out even when it doesn't really benefit like the boat speed. Like now I've slowed down a bit, so now I can do that again. So it speeds up. That's like on paper how it's supposed to work. I always friggin' hop out of the boat and just mega fail. But yeah, I try. Oh, hello. I'm just gonna ignore the problem and they'll go away. That's how it goes. Oh, then another problem shows up. I should just use my friggin' bow at this point, but it's okay. I already sorted it out by the time I got to say that. You know what? Audio issues are like not the greatest, but the worst issue in Journey is when I go the wrong way. Sometimes I go for a long time and I don't even realize. And then next thing you know, it's like 40 minutes into the episode. I'm like, oh, I've been walking backwards. Usually the telltale sign is seeing the old beds. Did you kill that chicken? Well, that's not very nice of you. I'm definitely not gonna put the chicken in the way again. Bro, that bow sound was on Roblox too. I think Roblox has like a very similar bow sound to the one that's here. I don't know. I haven't listened to the sound effect in a while, so it could be the very same one. Oh no, I gotta be here every stream then. Apparently I do need friggin' someone to babysit me. Gosh, yeah, it does happen though. More times than you'd think. It's not like every episode kind of thing, but like it does happen occasionally where I just like I'm either on a different train of thought. Like if it's like a no commentary, I'm either like really invested in whatever I'm watching. Be like, oi, dumbass, you're going the wrong fucking way. Yeah, there's gotta be someone to do that because everyone on the YouTube is just gonna be like screaming like, oh my gosh, you're going the wrong way. just like, why is he yammering on? He's going, he's walking. I think the funniest thing was like the first episode that happened. It was like episode 8 or something of Journey. I don't remember which one it was. It was called Full Circle anyway. Whatever one's Full Circle. I think it was around episode 8. But that was like an episode where I was walking and then I just like encountered my bed and I was legitimately like terrified. I was like, why is there like a repeat chunk occurring in my world? And I just didn't consider the fact that I just gotten lost and turned around at one point. It's just so funny that I was like so like deadpan. I was like, I'm freaked out, guys. I don't know exactly what my reaction was at the time, but it was something like that. It was just like, oh my god, can't make that shit up. Yeah, some stuff like that happens. I think the actual like genuine version of that was when I found my spawn chunks. That was kind of freaking me out because I knew that was like a thing, but like actually encountering it in the world. Uh-oh, guys, I done goofed up. That was basically one of those moments. That was a mug moment right there. Basically, like, seeing an old bed and being like, I remember seeing a thing of someone encountering an old build and finding a duplicate entities and stuff. Like, I think that happened with Kurt, where he found like one of his old hidey holes or something, and he found like a duplicate of his dog. That kind of thing. I was like, oh, I encountered one of my old beds. Oh no. But yeah, it was just like, I remember that night moment. But like the spawn chunks was an even more spooky thing because I was like, it was something I knew was already in the game, but like actually encountering it and like almost 10 hours into a marathon is a whole other beast because you're just like so tired. And you just think you're tripping balls. You just think you're like absolutely like just zoinked out of your gourd. And you're just like, what the heck? And there's like that moment in the episode. I think I actually have it timestamped in the episodes. You guys should go and see it. Where I was just like, oh, guys, what is this? Because like I was just like, okay, weird chunks stuff. And then there was like ravines and stuff. I was like, wait, ravines don't exist in beta Minecraft. I was like, wait, when I created the world, I had a mod that added ravines to the game. I was like, wait. Yeah. I think the giveaway would have been if the spawn base was there, but the world got reset. Of course, because of issues and things. The power surge, especially after that, too. But I think that was after that. Or maybe not. Maybe I don't even know. But yeah, it was just like, I probably would have been able to tell if my spawn base was there. But just like seeing the island I spawned on, it was basically Survival Island, guys. It could have been Survival Island. I didn't have to leave spawn, could have just stayed there and built up Survival Island. If I streamed it, that would have been like, spawn would have been great for me to have streamed. I did like kind of capture it again in before Journey to the Farlands, but you can't beat the original magic of the world, honestly. It's too bad that I didn't stream it. I streamed the leaving of spawn, but I don't have that stream because it was to a Discord server and no one on the server actually joined the stream. I think the server was already going in the toilet at that point. That was like August. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, that was definitely off peak. Yeah. It was after 2 weeks, guys. The 2 week phase was over at that point. Oh, it's so real though. Painfully so. See, I don't have a lot on like the original Journey. I have the screenshots. I have some videos that I showed off in that mini-sode of Journey. Bet it was extra freaky that night. Oh, yeah. Oh, yo. No, I don't need a wall. I don't need it so much so that I would go out of my way to go and grab it, you know? Sometimes you just feel the need to grab a bunch of wool. That was not me. Or were you being freaky? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see it. Get your freak on. Oh no. I'm not getting my freak on. That's not. Let's not. Okay, just because it's a late night stream doesn't mean it's be before after dark. Okay. Okay. Where the oh, I don't have any boats. Blast. Whoa, pal. Keep that cred in the DMs. What? 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 What was that? Keep that cred in the DMs is crazy. What do you say? Oh my gosh. Yeah, you're making the 8 delirium 10 times better, honestly. No, this guy wilding. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, all the excitingness that helps the journey. I'd argue you're helping because you're preventing me from getting tired and ending my stream. Not that I'm tired. I'm actually not tired right now. I'm pretty good. Probably because I slept in. Oh my god, what is friggin' auto mod on about? Oh my gosh, that's not even that bad. Come on, auto mod. Oh, been held for reason, disability. Okay, friggin' auto mod. What? Oh my god, it's always funny when that happens. Always flag stuff. I'm like, really? Really? Chat pause. Okay, let me not. Let me move on. I don't know how to friggin'. I don't know. I'll just leave that. I got to read your message anyway. Yeah, flag saying quirky. Well, was it quirky? That wasn't the word, but what was that? Like FNAF meme, the animatronics got a little. What's the thing? They got like a little. What's the friggin' meme? Oh my gosh, I'm butchering it so hard. Get a bit quirky at night. It literally was the word quirky. Oh my god. Fill in the blank. Get a little freaky at night. Yeah, a little freaky, a little quirky. That's that's basically like the analogy for Journey. It's like, yeah, the animatronics do get a little freaky at night. Okay, like so far the late night delirium thing does not involve quirkiness. It just involves, well, actually, in the form of like one of my other viewers, it kind of took the form of like existentialism. Like we just like had all these conversations and stuff. It was a lot of fun, but you could probably go back to a lot of old episodes and just be like, what is he talking about? Late night delirium, where the mind begins to wander. And that can go a lot of different directions. That's why I don't really stream at night very much with commentary. Because I... What is Blood Waff on about? Anyway. Yeah, I got a ramble, okay? I'm doing a commentary here. Like, Journey is literally built on rambling. So if you want a non-rambling, non-waffling, non-prattling series, then you're gonna have to go. So you have to go somewhere else. Because that's exactly the principle of Journey. Because I literally cannot say much at all beyond that. Future so what the shit was I on about? What was I? What was I snorting? And can I have some? Because I need me. Oh my god. I gotta stop reading these chats. Oh my god. Gonna get me friggin' people gonna start going after my channel and be like, this guy is immature and talks about all sorts of things that he shouldn't be talking about on a stream in Minecraft. Hey, at least I'm not talking about politics, okay? I refuse. I refuse. Cause I remember like, just like I was like, we had like a conversation behind the scenes during like an episode of like stuff. Is like I sent you a message or whatever. It was just like sliding like, stuff under the table kind of thing. Like conversation. This guy is promoting blank 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 on a Minecraft stream. Ban this guy. Yeah, basically. Oh no, the creeper. Yeah, I mean, I just want to stay controversy free, you know. Keep my image clean. With public image, you know. I got 1,000 subscribers. Hey, I could say that because there was a time when I had only a few subscribers, okay, and I was doing Journey like day in day out, and now I'm not even doing Journey that much. Back in the day, I did a lot more Journey, but I don't do that as much anymore. Which is funny enough. It's like gone like inverse. Like when people didn't watch any of the streams, I did so many of them, and then now I just hardly do them. And then people watch a ton of them now. I think it gives it a bit more time to stir, like the individual episodes when I do it, not quite like every day. But I'm to be going back to that pretty soon. Which is, I think it's fine. I'm not really about the retention and Journey actually. I'm going to the Farlands here, people. Okay. Gotta level the expectations a bit. I try to maintain some sort of schedule with this. But I also embrace that schedules are built to fail. Fail you in some ways. Even if they go perfectly, they'll always fail you in some regard. That's just the truth. So that's why I go into it with some loose guidelines. Like, oh yeah, I want to do this, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that way. Anyway, I'm trying not to trail off too much into like just like absurd conversations. So I'm limiting myself. Okay, I am. Usually, in like a commentary I usually don't go much beyond an hour because it just, I tend to just trail off too much, rambling on about your darkest secrets. One time no, I'm not rambling on about my darkest secrets. No, secrets are secrets for a reason. Okay. Not that I really have any like dark secrets, like per se. I don't think I actually do. Throw out all these sticks. Oh, it says something insanely funny. Oh, that was in asterisks. I think that was supposed to be like yeah, that one time I said it, and then proceeded to say something insanely funny. Yep, so relatable. Cue the Family Guy cutaway. Oh, that reminds me of that time. just like something completely unrelated to any conversation that was like remotely close to what they were talking about. All right, I have an excuse not to talk. Did you know that was actually a bar stool? Is that your deepest, darkest secret? You gotta wait for that too. Like bros random shit like that, yeah. Yeah, it's like friggin' like a Family Guy episode. It's just like, I remember that one time I was that tree. Like, okay. Like, what does that have to do with this conversation about pizza deliveries? Like the most, yeah. Even just in reality, people just like, it's always interesting when people just kind of like throwing like the most batshit insane claims of like just a conventional conversation. It's like you're just talking about like the weather or something. They're like, oh yeah, you know, just like, yeah, I totally agree with that. They just butt in to say something. Yeah. So that does not move the conversation in any meaningful way. It's just like it's like side note. I experienced the weather too. Wow, ain't that fun? I usually use the weather because like it's funnily enough like one of the my longtime viewers for the streams like quite a while ago. She kind of pops in and out every once in a while, but we always talked about the weather like funnily enough like it's just like unironically, just something we talked about, and just like in like a jokingly manner. Casually talking about news, and then this guy comes up and talks about Sigmas in Ohio. Whereas, like, bro, shut up. It's like, did you hear what happened, overseas or whatever? And it's just like, what is Sigma? Like, what does that have to do with the conversation, buddy? Okay. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Though that's happened far too many times. It really depends who you're talking with, though. I guess if it's like sometimes like friends are like that, but I find it's often like just like random people. Use remote internet privileges. Gonna have to close up shop. And the only reason I actually know what the Sigma thing is because I had like a friend who actually did that. So yeah, like I said, it comes from like friends and stuff that just like unironically think they're funny. I was doing that, in a satirical way, but or I guess not brain rot should have been banned, not TikTok. But even that came back too. Yeah. Yeah, I can't keep anything banned anymore. Even when they try to ban things, they just unban it. They're like, "Oh no, that's a bad thing. I realized that there's too many bad things that come about because of that." YouTube Shorts and YouTube Kids should have been banned. Oh, don't get me started on YouTube Shorts and YouTube Kids. There's so much friggin' crap that goes on. I just want to unleash my inner Optimus Primate and lash out. Optimism Primate. Oh. Oh boy. I was like, I should name the episode that, but I think I actually do have another episode that's like Optimism Prime. I actually think there's an episode that's unironically called that. I think it was Silver Age. I was like, oh, that's just so funny. I'll have to keep going. Yeah, it's Optimism Prime. Yeah, there was an episode called that. There's also the other name, Autism Crime. Autism Crime. That's good. That's good. I remember when I did my episodic extravaganza where I went through like all the Journey episodes. Well, like at least like the names of them and maybe like some memorable moments. But like, I remember like just like so many of my episode names are just out of pocket. Like it's just like, where did that come from? And you'll never find the context for half of them. Even like in that episode where that was my whole goal. There was episodes in that where I was just like, I don't know. I just plain don't know. I don't know what my brainwaves were at the time. I don't know. I thought of one just now. Optical primary. Or optical. Yeah, I said it right, I think. Optical primary. Well, it's like name sound alikes if you know that, like Twitter account or whatever. God, some of those are hilarious. I remember I laughed at a bunch of those with a buddy years and years ago. Or not years and years, but like a few years ago. Oh, right. Oh, I guess I could angle myself over this way. God, my coordinates are desynced. It's so hard to keep the coordinates synced. Oh my god. The water just leads me a certain way. I always like keeping them synced in case I can find the spawn chunks again, because I know they do repeat every 500,000 blocks, I think, or so. Do better for real. Yeah, I'm just lacking. I'm not meeting my full potential. I'm really not. That's real. That's real. Do better. L Walker. L Walker. You're not even walking right now. You're in a boat. Who does that? I started to sound like freaking Chris Griffin there, channeling the Chris Griffin in like my annoying voice. LW and occasionally space presser. I am so glad to be recognized. I'm glad that people are recognizing my ability to press the W key so much. Do you know how much I've pressed W? Okay. I've done hours, countless hours. It's just like, oh my god, can you just back off, buddy? I'm just speaking what you guys are probably thinking right now. I never said I was any good at this, okay? Let's just preface that, okay? Literally, my last episode was called The Least Survival Instinct. So, I think I'm setting a precedent there. The Least Survival Instinct. Yep, that's real. That's real. L Farlander. Okay, that one, okay. That one cuts deep because I'm not actually at the Farlands yet. So it's like, yeah, you haven't reached the Farlands. You're an L Farlander. Like, okay, okay. I can hear it. I'll hear it, but I will not listen. I will not listen. I hear it, but I do not see it. Too real. That sounds like Elephant Lander. Farlander. Maybe maybe I like blended a bunch of friggin' things together and it sounded like Elephant Lander. There's a name sound alike for you. It's a little bit off. It's a bit too vague. It's like a near rhyme kind of case, you know, where you have something that's like, it's not quite like an exact rhyme. It's not perfect. Maybe I could call the episode Elephant Lander, and no one's gonna know what the hell it is, unless they somehow make it an hour and a half into the episode. Sir rhymes a lot. Oh my gosh. I've got so many names with like Sir whatever in them. Funnily enough, there's like a whole class of Journey episodes now called that in like that nature, because there was like a before Journey to the Farlands episode that was called Mr. Efficiency, I think. Mr. Efficiency, Mr. I mean, it's gonna be like Mr. Know-It-All or that kind of thing. Nah, because I'm just known for rhyming. Rhyming is just good. It's just cool. You know, it's the hip thing. Sir. Or oh no, mine's not sir. It's Mr. That's what I mean. Mr. Mr. on the fence, Mr. Circadian Rhythm, Mr. Efficiency. I gotta definitely have an episode that's like Sir rhymes a lot, or Sir something a lot, because that's just good. My nickname is derived from a misspell of Blaze balls, which sounds like balls, so now I'm called Balls. I had a friend call me Bean of Four before. Like someone, it's like that's like my just like my basic, my cheap like knockoff name, like Bean of Four. The Beam of Four. It's good. It's good. I like nicknames. They're good, especially ones that are just like balls. Like, how can you beat that? How can you beat that? The original name. Oh yeah, I need a thumbnail too. Oh, this is the first yawn of the night, everybody. That means it'll probably be the last hour. I mean, that's pretty good. 2 hours of commentary is pretty good. I came up with this. Oh, you came up with it. So I came up with this. Is that a lead into something else, or is that you saying that you came up with the nickname Balls? Because that makes sense. Well, I guess, yeah, derived from a misspelling of Blaze. My username is technically derivative of something else, but it's not really all that interesting. It's kind of like the Markiplier thing, where it's like Mark multiplier kind of. Lead into something. Let me cook. Okay, I'll let you come back. Come back to me. Come back to me. Just I'll wait. God, 1,000 days of walking is crazy. How far am I actually? I think I am around 1,000. Let me look that up. Let me fact check this while you're cooking. I don't know what any of that means, but you do. Days since August 16th, 2022. 914 days ago. 104 days of summer vacation. Balls is here in your walls since you missed some calls and now you gotta hide in public bathroom stalls that are dirty in malls. Okay. You did cook. You did cook something. Yeah. I will say that. Oh, no wonder people call you Sir. No wonder you say Sir rhymes a lot. You're very rhyme a lot. Very much enjoy the art of rhyming. I mean, who doesn't? Like, rhyming is just great. Songs just wouldn't be the same without rhyming. Let's just be real here, okay? Music is just rhyming, and music is just great. Poetry? Okay, let's not get into poetry. It was something like that. I just rhymed with balls today in someone else's chat. Oh, I see. I see. I gotcha. Well, at least I know what to call you when we're all chummy. I can just call you balls. For the lols. I was just like, yeah, I was just like making fun of my own laugh there, because I was like, that was just a strange laugh. Sometimes some of my laughs are just very strange. I don't know why. I used to hate that name too. I don't know, I'm just indifferent to it now. You know, you gotta embrace the humor a bit. Always gotta have a bit of a dig every once in a while. Things in jest are always fun, I think. Unless it's just like not really based in any like humor. It's just like said just to like hurt people. Because everyone else came up with it and it stuck within everyone. You know, if it works, it works. If the shoe fits, wear it. Yeah, but that shoe has holes in it. You gotta be able to look at yourself in the mirror and laugh a little bit. You know, there's a lot of strength in that. I don't know where I was going with that. Yeah, I don't know either. A shoe with holes is still a shoe that fits, so maybe on a rainy day it's not quite as nice, but like put on some rubber boots or something. I don't know. You don't like the draft going into your shoes from the holes, then I don't know. Put tape over the holes or something. Or okay, where's the or? Get a shoe for the shoe. So just like get something else for people to be distracted by that negates the original point. Okay, I gotcha. I can see your analogy. I think we kind of transcended the original meaning, actually. I kind of looped it back around there. Tried to reel it back in, so hopefully the point can be achieved. I think that's a pretty common thing people do. Is like it's like something that they don't really like, so they just like do something that's like even more like drastic that like they don't really see as big of an issue that like doesn't bother them as much, and then everyone just laughs at that instead. This is peak humanity. Yep. This is everything led up to this. Really. The epitome. This is what aliens will look at. Yeah, one day, yeah, they'll just be aliens being like, ooh, some database somewhere, you know, wherever friggin' the YouTube stuff is on. Probably databases, huge databases. They just like, ooh, and they just like see like, videos and stuff. They're like, I regret existing. It's just like, wait, what is this? What is this? Two men gawking over shoes while one of them is walking in a straight line. Yeah, people like after like the whole I don't think like old Minecraft or the Farlands stuff will ever really go away, but like after like I don't know. Like I'm sure after a long enough period of time the Farlands will kind of not really be as discussed anymore. And people will just be like, what are they waffling on about? And why is he walking in a straight line? I think, well, just in general anyway, people just like click on this, right? Be like, what are you doing? What are you doing, buddy? and not even like the whole discussion fading into oblivion because like one day the Farlands will be obsolete. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're still talking about them, and they were moved over a decade ago. Can you believe that? There's stuff that's like still talked about that was like never really intended, and it just like became so popular. Like, I mean, the Farlands is the key example. Yeah, he's in Minecraft, one of the biggest. Yeah, there will come a day when the Farlands aren't really passing through people's minds anymore. Your channel will end up being one of those comment if YouTube recommends this 15 years later. Yeah, yeah, exactly. God, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, because I mean, for as long as like YouTube, I guess will be around. I guess this whole series and my channel will be kind of in some ways cemented in the fabric. So that's something. My little slice is somewhere. So hey, yeah. If anyone's made it this point, who's like watching this in like many years time, it's just random one-off journey episode. Not even anything important. Not like me reaching the Farlands or my final episode or uh, anything important like that. Just some one-off on a Friday night or Saturday morning, I guess. My old 2020 channel is already half a decade old. Yeah, I'm kind of glad that I didn't do YouTube sooner. I think it was good that I waited to like mature and up and stuff. And not that it would have been bad, but like I think I think I went into it with a pretty level head with like Journey and the SMPs and stuff like I did. Thought to say that would not have been like fun to have looked back on that now. Like, so if I had done it sooner. I actually was gonna do YouTube sooner. I actually was trying to get a YouTube channel in the works years before, but it just never happened. That was all random clips of some glitches from PvZ and Minecraft that I think can be considered rare media that I documented. It's interesting, like seeing for me, well, outright have like stuff like that because I never really recorded anything or streamed anything. I think I did like trials of things, but like my biggest example, I guess, was like, well, when I had already started streaming, it was kind of Journey because I had like videos and stuff of Journey from like before. Well, they weren't like normal episodes, but like it's very interesting though, like looking back at those, being like, ah, there was that time when Journey was just my own personal project, and it just eventually spread out to the channel, and then eventually we got here. All led up to this, and most clips were only 2 minutes. Yeah, yeah. Like these like videos I'm talking about were like only like 30 seconds or like a minute or two. I only have a few of them. I don't even know if I still have them. I might still have them kicking around somewhere. I have like my jitter points and stuff where like the world kind of like visually broke down a little bit. I don't have the jitters anymore, luckily, but uh, I did at one point and I chronicled it. At what point does a passion project turn into a chore when you're forced to do it or do it for money? Yeah, that's true. That's there's a big thing in that. I think a lot of history, a lot of popular history is categorized by things that people did, and it just became really popular, and then they just kind of became locked in that, like whether they wanted to do it or not. And it's very interesting seeing like people like go beyond that and kind of like see how like the populace reacts, kind of thing. Pop culture, whatever. Like I think one of my biggest examples was like I guess old school Minecraft and Better Than Adventure. Two of those were series that had episodes that went over a few thousand views on certain episodes, and Better Than Adventure was back to back thousands of views. And it became a point where I was like just doing it because I was like, oh yeah, it's a popular series. I might as well just keep doing it. And it just became a less like honest thing. Like I just wasn't valuing it anymore, and I was just still doing the series. And I could tell it just definitely dropped off after that point. And that's when the views started to drop as well. I was like, you know what? And that's kind of when that original series ended. I think that's kind of that whole thing where it's like something becomes super popular and you just keep doing it just because it's popular, and you don't quite have that honest investment anymore. That's just kind of what happens, I think. I stopped uploading on that channel in 2023 and moved to another channel, this current one from 2022, which is doing miles better. Oh, that's good. That's good. It's good for you that you found something that worked. That channel, which I simply titled the gaming channel, reached 100 subs and is going, and now the current one, being the music channel, is now at 1200. Yep, that's very cool. And my channel, I didn't really foresee it really going anywhere, let alone 1,000 subscribers, because for the longest time it was me just uploading my like journey streams, and they'd get like a few views or whatever, and then the channel was like very low viewership, and really it took quite some time to actually get any momentum going, and it's very interesting seeing the channel now. And as I mentioned a while ago, you were catching up to me. Well, last year, yeah, like I said, like, last year was a huge year for the channel. Like I started with the channel at like 400 subscribers. And I think like 2023 was also like interesting enough, because I think that's like when I started in 2023, the channel was at a very different place. That was still like the tail end of like the OG journey stuff. 2024 was the best period for my channel. I think 2024, 2025 will be the best, especially if I reach the Farlands this year. If I don't reach the Farlands this year, then it'll just be 2024. That's like the best year for the channel so far. Because 2024 and like the tail end of 2023 had like some really good moments. Like my best series and journey, best moments and stuff. So yeah, soared from 500 to 1,000 in a few months. My thing with the channel here has been a lot more like just steady. It's not like a spike. I mean, I do get stuff that like spikes, but like for the most part, I think the channel for me is more relying on the long-term approach. I guess just because of the way I've been uploading the series and stuff. I haven't replicated that level of growth since. To be fair, I also slowed down on uploads. Yeah, I think I've also done that. But I don't think it really changed things very much for me, because like I said, I was uploading like daily journey streams and people were hardly watching them. And I think now that I like upload like a few a week, then they seem to get more attention when I do them, because it's like, oh, you know, before I upload, it's not just like every day, it's like a multi-hour thing every day, which is probably what it'll be like in a few months' time. I think that's a big part of it, because my content is mainly music. Most uploads are hit or miss. Yeah, that's true. It's like, yeah, even more so for music channels. Yeah, I have no experience or expertise or knowledge in that kind of thing. So I can only imagine like what it's like with like the trends and things. Like people, but I also get the replay value. Yeah. It's very interesting when I look at my YouTube stats. I see like what stuff people are watching, because you can, of course, see what kind of stuff people are looking at, and it's very interesting to see like series I did like a year ago or 2 years ago getting like views again. It's like, it's like second leases on life almost for some things. I get hit with copyright a lot because my content is slowed and reverbing. Oh yeah, or reverbing. Yeah, I could see that. I gotta stop drinking this pop. I gotta actually have some water for once. I've had water with me the whole time, and I've just been drinking pop this whole episode. That's better. Something just to cleanse the palate a bit. I noticed one thing though, when I sprinkle in a couple of Minecraft or other gaming videos, they do well. I uploaded a Sonic video and it did very well. Oh, interesting. Because I seem to notice that when I tend to go too far outside of like the Minecraft, and namely like the old Minecraft, that like that the stuff just doesn't get enough as much views for me. Like a lot of the audience seems to really gravitate to Journey, which makes sense considering that's like my long running series. And it's basically like if you're committed to Journey, it's pretty easy to just keep watching it because it doesn't change, you know? Like if you're into it, like it's gonna find its audience. Like I'm just being myself, trying to just have a good time while I'm going to the Farlands, and you know, stuff like that always finds like a natural audience if you do it long enough. And if it really doesn't, then you just, you know, might need to reconsider. But like usually you do find like some level of groove, and it's not, you know, like hitting like the big numbers is not something everybody achieves. You know, it's a very uncommon practice. So I'm just happy with what I get, you know. So it makes me wonder if I should shift back to gaming after building up 1200 with music, or maybe do both, a mix. Yeah, it's interesting because yeah, it's like, do I shift to gaming, but then I got like my music audience, or do I shift, or do I do a mix of both so I can get like kind of both kind of groups invested? So that's the thing, like I guess with me too, with like doing like other stuff, is that like it kind of you know, goes away from like the audience that like watches you because you do like a certain thing. It's like, oh, you know, this isn't like, you know, this isn't what I came to this channel to watch, kind of thing. Oh, hello, creepers and mobs and things. I gotta build a bed, or dig out a hidey hole. Oh, hey, you want to do something together? Hey, what do you mean? I'm pretty late into a stream here. It wouldn't be right now if you did want to do something, because I'm pretty tired. Pixelmon, please. Pixelmon. Not this late. Not this late. I don't think I've ever done Pixelmon. I remember like being nostalgic to it, or a horror mod. I had a Cobble mod server a couple weeks ago. Oh yeah. But I was so into horror mod trends. Isn't that fun? The only thing I really want to do, like I've been saying for a long time, is I want to do like some kind of SMP thing, but I just don't really have the base for it. Like I got something on Bedrock, but it's just like a group of friends playing Minecraft together. That's a little bit different to like an SMP, and I don't think I can really do like a proper SMP like I want to do. Pookie, please. Where's the spooky coming in? Many dweller mods. Oh yeah. I want to do that so bad, but I don't have the time. Oh, me neither. I have zero time to do stuff. College assignments firing me. Oh yeah, yeah, same. But I mean, like, even if I just did it like every once in a while, I think it'd just be kind of fun to just have like a group that just plays, even if it's not like all the time. I mean, like, yeah, it's like my Bedrock server kind of is like that, but I just want more of like a community vibe rather than like just like a you know, friends kind of thing. Because like when you're your friends, it's very predictable. I just like that like sense of unknown, and like, well, not like, you know, like the negativity that comes with unknown, but like just like, you know, just interestingness. I have a server. Yeah, I hate the 2 week phases. Oh, yeah, they hit pretty hard. And I've had some worlds that have done really well. Like last year, I had a server that went on for like months. Went on for a long time. My friend group used to a world per update. Yeah, we actually had like I said, we had that 1 year long world, and then the only reason it ended, well, it ended kind of nicely. Like I mean, it was kind of a friggin' lore based ending, but We only ended it to reset for caves and cliffs, and then that's kind of when the challenge started to come up, and we just ended up resetting more and more, and then yeah, it just became a vicious process, and eventually it was just like, yeah, every update we'd switch worlds to stay on track with achievements. Oh yeah, that's pretty interesting. I don't dislike the idea of resetting, but it's kind of something that it became so oversaturated for me that like it's almost to the point where I just like struggle to like play Minecraft like normally, because I'm just like so like, you know, it's just like, oh, the world's gonna reset, you know, like if I lose interest, then I can just reset when I come back. It's fair. Oh yeah. I still prefer my long-term world. And this world technically is my long-term world, so I don't really like, for as like nice as it would be to have like a community world or whatever, like or like a world, like a conventional world as I call it, that goes on for a long time, years or that kind of thing. It's just not really something that's realistic for me. I just kind of realized that I have fun on my world with a small group of friends on Bedrock in 1.21 or whatever, but it's just I feel like I've tried so many times that it's just like lost all meaning. At least like for now anyway. I need to just take a step back and only come back when I'm like, you know, invested and ready. Like I just need like that like most natural opportunity and path. So another thing I did in 2020 was fire up Minecraft Xbox One Edition. I made a survival world and completed all the achievements on it, then converted it to Bedrock. And I've been on top of updates ever since 1.16. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, see, that's like something I'd want to do. Like I've been trying, but I always just like start a world. I play it. I maybe come back to it. But like even like you can see it in like series as I've done. Well, I don't know. I usually private most of them, but like usually I do like a few streams and I just kind of trickle off. Like I do like maybe another few episodes, but then they start to become more spaced out, and then I just kind of lose all real motivation. And maybe that's due to just kind of playing it the same way every time. But I even did try to shift it up, and I do try to keep it interesting for myself. I'm just not quite sure exactly what it is. Right now it's been slow since Pale Garden wasn't much for long-term survival worlds. Yeah, that's fair. I got to check out the Pale Garden update because we had a world that started in November, a Minecraft world, and we got to experience some of the new updates, which was cool. And I've had like, well, like you said, the update of world. It's kind of been the case for me because like I think of like a specific update, like Tricky Trials had its like we had a world when that came out, and Wild Update was a different world, and Caves and Cliffs was another world, and Nether was another kind of thing. Like, yeah, I guess like the update of world is kind of true. I've been distancing myself with some builds, but those get stale quickly. Yeah, I think my trouble as well is I often get so super invested in what I'm currently doing that I like just don't really consider moving away from the project. So then I just become burnt out as a result because I'm like, oh, I gotta finish everything I do. But I think I also just gotta be a bit more realistic and move on to other stuff and then just come back if I'm feeling like it. And those worlds were with other people. Yeah, yeah, for sure. That's why I've been like really like pushing. Well, I mean, I always push Journey, but that's just been why I haven't really pushed any like main like series in terms of like Minecraft anymore. Like at least like that like conventional sense, just because I know they kind of. Well, I mean, not only are they oversaturated on YouTube, but also I just feel like I have nothing really inventive to bring to the table if my worlds end like after a few weeks or a month or something, you know. They made their marks on the world a bit, but yeah. That main survival world has been solo with a few guests who wanted to check it out. Oh yeah. Mostly because I don't trust a lot of people with that world. Yeah, that's true. Like a big thing of it is like you don't want to let like like just knowing like people kind of thing. Like especially just like how important a certain world may be. Like I don't really have a world like that I would be like, oh no, if people join kind of thing, because I don't really have that kind of situation. But some guy destroyed a tree that was there since 2020. Yeah, like that kind of thing. Like stuff that's been around for years, or that people just join and just are blissfully unaware to it, and they just kind of do whatever with it. Like that kind of thing. Like the stuff that has meaning to you doesn't really translate to people who just see it for the first time, kind of thing. I know what you mean. Like I can't blame them. Yeah, exactly. I can't really blame people since they didn't know. Yeah. And that there's a real interestingness. I'm trying to think of the word, but there's like a real like value to that. Like having so much stuff in the world that's just like sentimental. It's very nice. I always like familiarity with worlds. I never quite get super familiar with worlds because I'm always moving to new ones, but I like that kind of idea. I feel like my kind of view on worlds gets sullied the further I'm into the world because I mean maybe it just goes back to that resetting thing. But I feel like I just get like so bored of a world after being in it for like only like a certain amount of time. No matter how much I seem to try. And like the best stuff for me that worked was just when I was just like just doing whatever I wanted to do and I had people I seem to notice that was why I did like the Bedrock server in November was because I noticed that like I seem to thrive the best in Minecraft when I'm playing with other people. I just like collaborating and stuff. That's how I like to play the game. I like to adventure, but I think like having people to go to and just like stuff to keep up with really is the motivation I need to keep playing in the game. That's kind of what I realized. That's why I'm not really trying anything novel anymore. That way, I'm just doing like my solo projects now. Fun thing is, I put a sapling back. It grew back to almost the exact tree. It was just one log shorter. Oh, there you go. It's not the same tree, but like it looks pretty darn similar. Yes, yeah, for the most part, like about like the long-term worlds and stuff like that, it's kind of an outsider for me. Like I'm a bit of an outsider on that respect, so I don't really have much to say on it because I haven't had worlds like that. Because in like my longest worlds, it's always been like worlds with like other people, where like all sorts of like collaborations and stuff are going on. Where like I didn't like do super profound things like myself. It was kind of just like as a whole on the server, we did a lot of cool stuff, and I guess I did a lot of building and stuff in those worlds, but. So I guess it kind of is like contradicts that. I built a lot of very like crazy things and stuff, but I was more just like thinking about like what we accomplished as like the group, and especially with like the world I had like a year ago. That was a good world, and we had a lot of good moments. But the group just kind of faded. We kind of just split as soon as people got busy. I think that happened with the original world as well. That's the only trouble with having worlds with other people and also just trying to stay committed to things is that life changes and you got new expectations and new things going on. And that's happened with me where I've had to redefine a lot of things. Because I remember like a year ago, we were planning on having our world last for a year before we even considered resetting. That was kind of like our first goal was like to do a year, and then we were like, okay, we want to do like this forever world kind of thing. Well, that was before the forever world, but like that whole like movement. But we were just like, well, we want to have a long-term world, so then we like reset. and we went into it with the idea of it being a long-term world, that we weren't building like mega bases and things, and like a few months in kind of thing. And that it seemed to work for like the first little bit, but then yeah, like I said, like the group just falls off after like the first like week or two of playing. Most people actually just fall off after the first play session. I find that's the only trouble with playing with other people, is that it's just kind of, it's that over reliance. It's the thing with like multiplayer, is that it's all about the people. That's the dynamic. So once the people go, then there's not very much left over. That's why it feels like worse being in a multiplayer world alone, because it's like, well, it's meant to be multiplayer, so I hop into it and there's no one here. It's just like, and there's like no signs of anything. Then like, what's really the point? If it's like a single player world, I could just do single player myself. Forever worlds can only be single player for me, because if I don't own the world, then I'll never see it again. I think that's a big part of why I don't really join public servers or that kind of thing, is because what I like to do is I like to do it in my own worlds that I can have archive of, and I like to have the control over it. So like when my other friends and stuff are like, oh yeah, I could host a server or whatever, it's like kind of like, well, that goes against like my original point. Like, it's not necessarily because I don't trust them or that kind of thing. I do trust other people, but I just like that kind of security in my own worlds. And I guess it kind of is unfortunate for like the case of the most recent world, where I've lost a lot of investment in it, but a lot of people, like the 3 other people on the server, have invested in the world, and I'm just kind of there, you know. And I'm kind of on hiatus. I may come back in a little while and actually change my tune a bit, but that's the trouble with it, is that you can kind of become out of sync with it. Also, a running gag with me is that after a certain time at night, I'm certified as mentally high. I'm just in that very like talkative stage of late night delirium. Means I'm a little cuckoo. Cuckoo. Right now is a good example of me being normal. But I feel like, I guess the conversation, is very grounded, because before we were just like talking about, I think it's all about the conversation too. It was kind of like, it just kind of shifted to like the discussion of the worlds and all that. If you want unhinged, then that door already collapsed. Yeah, I'm not here for unhinged. Journey is a very casual, chilled, laid back thing. It doesn't need unhinged. Maybe every once in a while, a little bit like Chaos Theory, that episode. But by and large, it's just kind of that silly chaos rather than like the actual just like unhingedness, crazy behavior. And I'm fine just doing more walking. Yes, it means I'm closer to my goal of reaching the Farlands. So Speaking of hinged, that Q press was definitely unhinged. Yeah, my shift in finger placement, goofy goober activity. Goofy goober, yeah. I'm a goofy goober, yeah. Oh, the SpongeBob movie is such a good movie. I know people kind of use SpongeBob as kind of like a joking thing. Like, it's like, oh, it's such a stupid show. It's like a kid's show. It's so good. It's so good. There's just so much more to it than just what a lot of people seem to think. Freak Bob. Where'd that sheep go? Oh, it went down into a cave. I was like, did that sheep just phase through the land? I mean, it's not like something entirely unheard of, but... Oh, hello, sheepy. Yes. Wool. I want wool. Oh man, these mob changes are making me feel like a boomer. Oh, it's so crazy to think about how long like the mobs stayed that way. Like it's like, oh, it wasn't that big. But heck, in my day, all pigs were pink. It's like that bed thing all over again when they like updated the bed to have like different colors, and everyone was like, "Oh, the red bed's the only way to go." all the all the old Minecraft players. Well, I mean now they're old, but at the time they weren't even that old because that was like the update before. It's kind of like that all over again. It's like the mobs now. I guess it's just the inherent thing that comes with like updating mobs and things, like just like old things that have been kind of the same way for many years at a time, or just widely accepted. It's like changes, and it's like, oh, it's not that it's like a bad thing, but it's just like, oh, back when I was younger, it was different. Does that make it better? I don't know. It's weird because I actually like the changes. Yeah, no, I think a lot of the changes are very cool. It's interesting that I'm kind of seeing a lot of this from like the outsider's perspective, I guess, once again, because I'm not really playing a world right now. It's kind of weird because I've been so used like for many updates now, like countless, like ever since like I guess Village and Pillage, I've been in a world around when an update comes out. So I've always been like, well, hyped about an update. And it's not like I'm not hyped about like what they're doing right now. I'm just in like a different thing where I'm like, that's really cool, like what they're doing. It just kind of doesn't really go beyond that because I'm not going to be playing like a world for that update or whatever. Like I might get around to it at some point, but I'm not planning to. I'm just kind of reacting to it as it comes out, and I'm just like, with like my relativity of like having played the game for so much and like all my familiarity changing. It's just weird to adjust. Yeah. I think a lot of the stuff they're doing right now is really nice for like world. It's just like the worlds because it's just really cool. The idea of having like different colored mobs in different biomes. I think that's really cool. Or like different kind of themes for mobs because that's something that I guess I didn't really even think about that Minecraft could use, and now it has it. It does have it with like different mobs variants and things. I more thought of it with like just like biome updates and stuff, just like brand new stuff. But I think changing the old stuff is pretty smart. Okay, it's smart for you to be playing old Minecraft because when you want to start playing modern, there'll be so much new stuff for you to enjoy. You'll feel like you're playing a mod pack for the game. Yeah, I think that's actually a pretty interesting thing. Like I said, like because I've been like really used to being in a world whenever updates come out, so it'll be like kind of like the first time now that I'm like on that hiatus kind of thing where I'm like on the outside and I'm just like seeing Minecraft stuff as like a Minecraft fan. I'm like, that's really cool. And one day I'll get to play a world and experience that kind of stuff as it when it comes out and things. And I think the fact that I'm not really rushing it is I think it's nice because I've always kind of like jumped. I'm like, oh, I need a restart. I need a new world. I need new, I'm fixing for a world, and that's not always the way out. Sometimes you just need to wait for the right opportunity. My problem is that 1.16 was so good that I've been disappointed with everything since. Yeah, I guess I played when 1.16 came out, and I don't think it was like as profound for me because I wasn't playing a long-term world at the time. Like the world I was playing was only a world I played with friends when we hung out. So I don't think I got that quite that big of an experience with 1.16. So I don't think it was like a bar set quite that high. I think it was just like Caves and Cliffs, I think was I guess that for me. 2020 is in general was just peak since that's also when I started that Xbox One world. Yes, yeah, like I was in a completely different world at that stage, like I said. Like the world I played for like those updates Like those legacy worlds, as you put, I guess I should just call it the legacy world, yeah. But like my basically equivalent of like legacy world, because it was legacy edition, were like in a, I was in a different stage and I was doing different things in the worlds and stuff. I've since just kind of reinvented the wheel every time. I think there's definitely a bit of a difference between like having a world go like for years and years, like a forever world, quote unquote, type thing, and just like a world that you play naturally and just like maybe reset every once in a while if you really need to. Because I feel like I've kind of soiled the kind of name of like resetting, the kind of whole concept, because I think the idea of a brand new world is cool. It can be done right, but I think you need to still have like the old worlds accessible because or even like just go to a new area. I think that's also something I haven't really considered. I think that's a very easy thing to do in a pre-existing world is not necessarily to just reset at every stage, but go to off to new terrain and new chunks, kind of like Minecraft through time it and do new bases and things. And then you can go back to the old ones and redevelop them and make them cooler later on with new blocks and things or new ideas. But it's definitely, I think, something a lot of people have been like, no, resetting is bad because we've seen time and time again with like the 2 week phase that resetting is something that is just to be feared and that you can't do that. But I think there's a healthy balance, but it's just really difficult to strike. So I think that's why it has that kind of negative connotation. And it's really easy. Well, it's really nice to just settle into a world and just be familiar with it. I mean, I can attribute, I can attest to that. I know that much at least. I haven't had like a multi-year world, but I can at least attest to the fact of like familiarity with like the terrain and stuff. I think that's very nice. And like being able to be like, oh yeah, I remember that one structure that I didn't bother exploring like a year ago or whatever. I mean, that's like just something that's so weird for me to think about because I haven't had that happen. But it's like I remember there's like one structure I found like a while back. Now I can finally go and explore it because I just have that itch to do that now. It's very interesting because I oftentimes just like find things and I'm just like, oh, that's cool, and then I just forget about it, and then I just I move on to a new world a few months later. And it may sound like a little bit like, oh, you just move on to a new world every month, but like, I mean, it's kind of true. For as like, kind of, as much as I'm kind of like sensationalizing it, I mean, that's kind of the thing. That is basically every few months. That like it became just so crazy. That's just why I'm taking so much distance to it now. Because I want to go back in with that whole honest kind of the honest intentions again, and not just be like kind of hope for things, but not necessarily have it go that way. But then catch up with 1.16 was nice. I wasn't fully caught up until 1.20. I see. I think it would be a good idea for me to have like at least like a few update drops build up or whatever. I mean, that's a long time though. That's like months. I mean, I'll have to see how. I might get that itch to come back to Minecraft properly at a later point, but like it would be interesting if like a few drops did come out before I came back. I mean, not that I would purposely time it that way, but like just so that I'd have plenty to like to see and stuff. I mean, like it would be like really cool if I just didn't know what was being added to the game, but I just have that fascination with things being added. I've always been like that. I'm not. I just like being in the know. I mean, like, the element of surprise is cool, but that's just not really my thing. The element of surprise for me is what I get up to my own worlds because you can never really truly predict it unless I've already started stuff. I think maybe that's the fun with the mystery. I like a new world. Episode 420, I was here. Yep, the big 420. Oh, that's funny. to 20. And Devil was here. I guess I should verbally make that clear because that's a Twitch chat. You can't see it. Wait, 16 to 1.20, but yeah, that too. Oh yeah, both. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I guess there's two different things going on there. But like episode 420 and also 1.16 to 1.20 with your world. I just gotta wait for 4:20 a.m. Yeah, I'm not gonna be here until 4:20 a.m. because Happy New Year. Am I blushing? Oh Christ. Chat, is this Riz? Hmm. That's fun. Might be a day late, but I am your Valentine. It's Jover. It's not Valentine's anymore. Yeah, it's a day late. Oh, the stream started when it was still Valentine's Day. It's just, oh, it just didn't line up. Maybe next year. Maybe next year. Rip. God, who knows where this series will be in a year? What with all the discussion I've been having recently. Tragedy and like any other. Yep, just star-crossed. Odds against reality. Oh man. Oh, I gotta gather some materials at some point, but it's okay. That's fine. I can gather materials anytime I want. I'm not too worried about staying up either, because tomorrow is my day off, and tomorrow is today, because it's like 2:30. I like a good late night stream. Late night streams are fun, especially a commentary. I mean, I'm doing pretty good today. Of course, like the commentary became more just conversational, but that's usually the only way my commentaries go this long anyway. Is I have to be like talking with people, or I'm just like, it's just a general thing that's just like taking me a long time to do, like episodic extravaganza, where it just took me forever to go through all the episode names and stuff. There's the second yawn. I mean, yeah, second yawn of the stream. The first one was like an hour ago. Gosh, the silence is, I'm becoming more aware of my condition. My condition. Oh boy. My decline. I'm actually pretty good. Like I can maintain keep my cool for quite a while, like late into the night. I haven't quite pulled an all-nighter before, but I've gone pretty far. I remember one time actually even like recently, I think it was like last year, I stayed up so late that like other people I lived with were like waking up when I went to bed. I was like, oh, that's a little risky. I mean, that was like, of course, when I wasn't like in school or anything, because I would not dream of doing that. Although I do say that, but I do go to bed at like friggin' around this time. on a lot of weeknights. Well, not a lot of weeknights, but like recently. I don't know why. Just because I've been so busy with work. Womp womp or womp womp. Pick your poison. Well, it's the weekend. Yep, exactly. The weekend's a perfect excuse to get some late night delirium in Journey. Hey, Journey progress is great because like a 3-hour stream of Journey is just unheard of these days. Like I just don't do long Journey streams anymore because Journey lands in the weekdays most times. The Friday time slot is just goated for Journey. I'll have to admit it. Though on Monday I had to stay up doing work because of an essay. Oh yeah, I think that was last night. Was that last night? Yeah, I think that was why my stream last night on Better Than Adventure ended up being like at like 1 a.m. or whatever. Because I was up like that late just like working on assignments and things. Not horrible, procrastinated hard. Oh, the procrastination is real. Oh my gosh. Don't even get me started. It's just so funny when everyone's like, oh, have you done X yet? Or have you done like this yet? And then they're asking when they haven't even done it themselves either. They're just like hoping for someone else to say that they haven't done it. Just, cope kind of thing. Cope. It was mostly my phone. No, it's my mind. That's it for me. Hardly like I mean, yeah, it doesn't help, but I'm not like brutally addicted or anything to any of that. I mean, it's a good kind of escape from like the friggin' dread, but like the doom scrolling is slowly getting to me, and my lack of sleep or mine. Yeah, sleep is important. Sleep is important. It really is. And I say that and then I just throw my friggin' schedule out of whack. Okay, do as I say, don't do as I do. It just goes back to that. Oh, that's the third yawn. Uh-oh, they're getting a little bit more frequent. Also me. Been rough so far. Yeah, well. Can't always be a straight path. Much like Journey to the Farlands. Not everything is linear. Because in Journey, I tend to desync the coordinates and lose my mind in the process. I'm only 2,000 blocks off, though, to be fair. But we'll make it, I hope. Oh, yeah. You always do in the end. It may be through blood, sweat, and tears, but you do make it. you survive. Only 2,000. Well, you see, in the fact that I've gone millions and millions of blocks, you'll live. Yeah, you'll live. You'll make it through. Live to see another day. You telling myself all after hitting my toe on the corner. Stubbing the toe. Oh, what's really worse than that? That is just the ultimate punishment. It's just like whenever. It's just like whenever you're out of line, just stub the toe. Just snaps you right back. Love to see it. Just a little bonk. Yep, just a little bonk. That's all you need. Nothing major. Nothing extensive. Nothing heart-wrenching. Is but a scratch. Oh my gosh. I remember when me and my friends watched Monty Python together, because I'd seen Monty Python years ago. But me and my friends watched it like not too long ago, like I think a few months ago. And it was just like the "tis but a scratch" thing with like the knight. Oh my god, that was so. It's like their reactions was great because I had already seen the movie, so I kind of knew what was going on. But they're just like, yeah. Speaking of watching crap, Sonic 3 is peak. Is it? I actually have not seen any of the Sonic movies. I've heard people being like, "Oh my god," I've never seen them. I think even like one point I got the opportunity to like watch one of them, but I just didn't really take that opportunity. Even though it was like a free opportunity. I was just like, I think I've seen like trailers of it. I think it looks interesting enough. It's so like wild that there's like three of those, like three Sonic movies. That's just crazy. I mean, it shows how popular the movies are. Like, it just shows how like much acclaim they got. The fact that you can get like three movies like that. But oftentimes, like the whole sequel culture is just like pumping out sequels just to get more money. You know, like one movie does well, and you just pump out sequels. But in the sense of like Sonic, where Disney is trying to buy Sonic. I think in like the sense of like the Sonic, it seems like it's just something that like people seem to like. And it's just like it seems to hit pretty well every time they do it. So that's pretty cool. Seems like they're already talking about a Sonic 4 as well. So I might have to invest myself in on that a bit, cash in on that a bit, and see how good it is. Because I've been hearing a lot about it. They coping too hard after the failure with Mufasa. Oh boy. Crash out moment for real. Honestly. Coping. Yeah, a bit of coping going on, yeah. Bit of we do a little bit of acquiring. Have I gotten a thumbnail yet? I should probably get a thumbnail. I'll go until 3 hours, probably. Or if my body fails. If I fall asleep on stream, then the stream is just gonna have to keep going and you'll just have to hear me snore. I'll just be standing in place. That probably wouldn't be very good. I'd probably die. Probably should end before I collapse. I don't think I'm near that point yet. I don't think I'm near that point. I'm not struggling to keep my eyes open. Fall asleep on the W key. There you go. That's all I need, folks. I just press the W key in space. Yeah, just an occasional like jerk. You know, just like spring up. It's just, like have that happen like every time I need to jump in Minecraft. Just have that happen. Just like a friggin' like shocking thing. I just get like shocked every time. It's like, oh, space. That's fun. Fall asleep at the wheels type stuff here. I don't need to be cognizant to walk to the Farlands, do I? Well, if I could emulate what I'm doing right now, then I'm golden. I mean, imagine what 7 hours of sleep would do for Journey. 7 hours of walking is great. I don't think I've done a 7-hour stream. I don't even remember the last time I've done a long Journey stream. I think this 3-hour stream is beating a lot of my stuff, honestly. Because over the winter break, I was really hoping to get like a lot of progress in Journey, and then I just went to other things. I don't know why. One time I felt EP after driving at 6:40 p.m. Oh. Granted, it was sunset. Oh, the sunset. Usually for me, it's like the morning. I'm usually tired driving in the morning. You can't really do anything about that. I'm not much of a... I don't drink coffee or anything, so like I just rely off natural sleep and energy, so... If I'm tired in the morning, then I just like, yeah, I'm tired. But it's usually not like catastrophic. Like I'm not exhausted at the wheel or whatever. That doesn't happen for me. Even like driving home after like work or whatever, I'm not that bad. Same, I don't drink coffee at all. Yeah, not a drop of coffee for me. I think I like tried coffee once like years and years ago. I just hated it. But I was also like probably I just don't like the flavor, I guess, actually. I was like, well, it probably wasn't very flavored or anything, but like, yeah. But I also just don't have breakfast. I just eat a granola bar and call it there. I mean, that's probably about enough of what you need, because I eat like cereal and stuff, but that's just like shit. That's just filler food, you know? I don't eat like a proper breakfast, you know. People say like breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Yeah, I just friggin' have a bowl of cereal and that's it. So it's kind of similar, but I think the granola bar is probably better, honestly. Probably better. Not to me. Yeah, I know exactly. Can't believe I've been going 2.5 hours. I don't even have a thumbnail yet. I don't think so. I don't think I took a picture at all during the stream. Really, nothing interesting over this whole time. I mean, not really, I guess, because silly rabbit tricks is for kids. Yeah, I actually, yeah, I did cut out like sugary cereal. Like, I don't eat sugary cereal. I just eat like Cheerios or that kind of thing. Like, very like, standard. Nothing like coated in sugar. I do say that, but I did have like sugar crisp or whatever, which is like covered in sugar. It's like oats and stuff covered in sugar. Quaker oats. Oatmeal is great. I haven't had oatmeal in a long time. Oatmeal is a great like breakfast food. My defaults are like cereal, toast, eggs every once in a while. Eggs and bacon. I usually don't have like the American breakfast very often, but maybe if I'm feeling like a feast, a maiden feast, then maybe. But I don't know why I just don't have an appetite in the morning. Yeah, I hear that a lot. I hear a lot of people just don't have the appetite. I don't know. I guess maybe I don't either. I think I just eat just because I just want to have something to, to just tide me over for like until lunch. Because, well, the thing is, uh, I usually eat a late lunch, so I need something to keep me going from like for the morning because my lunch is like anywhere from 1 to 3 p.m. So that's quite a ways later than I think a lot of people eat lunch. Usually people just eat lunch at like noon or whatever. I don't eat lunch at noon. I eat lunch at noon when I have nothing better to do, but usually it ends up like bleeding into like noon. And especially recently with like my schedule, I've been eating like dinner like 7 p.m. or whatever. So like my lunches vary from 12 to 3. Yeah. Sometimes I eat lunch at 12, but sometimes I also wake up at 12. No, just kidding. I mean weekends, yes, but like my standard day, I wake up pretty early. It's like I usually eat my breakfast like 7:30 in the morning. Yeah, 7:30 a.m. that kind of thing, and then I'd eat my lunch after I get home at like 3 o'clock, and then I'd eat dinner at like 7. My dinner is usually 6 to 8. Yeah, so I guess that's around standard too then. But that's mainly dictated by my schedule. Like I'd usually eat dinner otherwise at like 6 or whatever. I remember one time, I think it was it? I think it was that time when I had COVID, back in like early Journey when I was like made like the sign language episode where I was using signs because I did not like talking. It's just like my voice was like weird, but also I just felt like crap, absolute crap. And I remember, what was I going on about? Oh yeah, I remember like my sleep schedule was so weird when I had COVID because it just like screws you up so bad, like being sick, and like, especially COVID. That was like 2023, beginning of 2023 when that happened, and I just remember like going to have a nap, and then I literally woke up at like 10 p.m. Like I had like a nap at like 4 p.m. So I had like 6 hours or whatever, or not 6 hours. Maybe it wasn't quite that long. But like I woke up and I just ate dinner when I got up at like 10 p.m. or whatever. And I just like treated it as normal, and I just went back to bed, and then woke up in the morning. Like that was like I just crazy sleep schedule, honestly. I'm not like that most days. That's pretty chaotic. Being sick kills your appetite and sleep habits. Oh, does it? Yeah. Luckily, when I was sick, like this past week, it didn't really affect. I mean, it affected my energy. I should have slept a lot more, but I didn't. That's probably why I'm still like recovering now because I just did not help the recovery effort at all. Like, my body was just like, "What are you doing? You're just putting all this to, you're just ruining it all." I think the worst I had was when I was waking up at 3 a.m. to eat. 3 a.m. Oh my. Oh my. That was after a 15-hour fight. Well, that makes sense though. That makes sense. There's a limit to it. Like it's like it makes sense in that case because like yeah, like after like traveling or that kind of thing. That makes that adds up. But I was just like it was just like an average day, just like wake up at 3 a.m. and eat. It's just like well, it was a little crazy. I mean, some people are like that where they're just like so far, they're morning people so much so that they just wake up super early and go to bed at like whatever time you need to go to bed at to get like a reasonable amount of sleep, like 8 p.m., 7 p.m. or something. Like, I couldn't imagine going to bed at that time. I'm a night person, and having morning classes and more like things to do that I need to do in the morning is just it's just a killer. It's just a killer, honestly. It seems to be a pretty common sentiment. Even just for people, I mean, people who are morning people, sometimes even that is too much. But yeah, I'm definitely not a morning person. Which is funny because I eat like breakfast and stuff, but like, yeah, it's not really a big thing for me. Like mornings, they're just a thing. I don't, there's not much significance to them. I put more emphasis on like the night and stuff. That's probably why I'm so tired in like the morning and morning classes and things. But yeah. Am I? I think I'm a little chilled, a little chilly. I gotta take off my headset though if I want to go put some slippers on or something. Maybe I'll do that. I feel like I'm getting a little bit cold. Hopefully it's not a fever or anything. I was so worried I had like a fever or something, but I just kept checking my temperature like religiously, and it just never happened. Like even though like I like felt like I had a fever and I was getting like chills and stuff, I just wasn't. I think it was just because I think I was just cold. I think that was all it was. Because it wasn't like that thing where it's like you're like hot and you're cold at the same time kind of thing. Like it's like you like, put on the covers and then like yeah, you're like you're like sweating and then you take off the covers and you're like freaking freezing. I guess that's like a common thing in general though, not even when you're sick. But I just find that's especially the case when you're sick. It's just like even more so amplified like the polls. Oh, this is kind of I mean, just like something a little bit more mundane for a thumbnail. This is not too bad. There was this time where my eye hurt a bunch. I just had to sleep for the entire day because of it. Yeah, I've had stuff like that happen, just weird stuff. Like when I was sick, I remember having like recently, like this past week, having like like I don't know if it was like a headache or what, but it was like kind of like a pain in like my temples or whatever. It was weird. It's just weird when you get like pain like that, or like pain in your eye or whatever. Just like the weird pain that just like And I know I was sick because I had like a sore throat and my nose was causing all sorts of problems, and it was mainly like the sore throat. Like I didn't get a fever or nothing. I wasn't like throwing up or it was not like a flu, but it was just like a general like fatigue, and it was like beyond like my sleep schedule because I know how I feel with regard to sleep. Oh, a spawner! Look at that, perfectly nestled in here. Holy, that is like perfect. It's like in line and everything. Come here, bugger. Yeah, come here. Where are you? Oh, you're behind that chest. Come on, you can't be doing that. Really, that never happened before, despite all my screen time in the past. Yeah, I'm surprised I haven't had more problems arise because you managed to find me. Why? Oh my god. Oh, why is it hitting me through the block? That is cheating. That is cheater, cheater. Anyway, what have we here? Ooh, I can eat some bread. I can eat some bread, get those hearts back. Oh, speaking of strange pains and things, it was probably just because I wanted my body's telling me to go to bed. Yeah, I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed soon enough. I've been here like 3 hours talking. It's been good. A lot of fun. Managed to make some good progress. Where did I actually start? Because that's am I going the right way? I noticed that the compass was not in my hotbar. I was like, oh god, I've been going the wrong way this whole time. One of those moments might have happened, but no, we're good. Where did I should see where I started though. That's always an interesting thing. Journey. Where did I leave off in least survival instinct? Description. Yes. Oh, 8.3 mil. Oh, so wait, no, it was 30,000. 36K. So that's pretty good. 20,000 blocks is pretty good for 3 hours. That just shows how much I need to do if I wanted to do like that 4 million in between April and August. Ugh, don't get me started. That's gonna be a real grind, but it'd be a lot of fun if I could get to the Farlands this year. Fair. That's actually decent. Yeah, because I think I usually average around 6 to 8K an hour, so that seems to add up. Yeah, just around 20K. Yeah, okay, that seems to make sense. $4 million in 12 months. That's 1 million every 3 months. Well, April to August. That's only like 4 months, so it's actually up 1 million a month. Wait, 1 minute. Wait, April, May, June, July. Wait, that's more than 4. Because I was like, I did the math. Like that. It's like 4.1 million. It's like 140 days. So that's not 4 months. But it was like it was basically like 30,000 blocks every episode, which is not impossible, because I won't be in school at that time. So I could definitely make 30 million work. Maybe not every day, but I could certainly get close every day, and then just have other stuff to make up for it. And that's also accounting for marathons. I'm gonna definitely be doing a lot more marathons, getting close to the Farlands. So just be kind of like live a lot more often. Just, you know, the break grinds. Yep, that's how she's gonna roll. Because other than that, I'm kind of in this like plateau right now. Well, as I have been. I guess I was gonna be like, oh, winter break, but like I don't even think I really did all that much of winter break either. But yeah, like the break grinds are real. Like when I was kind of like waiting to start school, like from like January last year to like August, I was basically like doing basically what I was trying to do this. Well, I'm gonna try to do this year. Still wondering what 1.22 will be. Yeah, that's something. They can't be in 1.21 forever. Mojang, you gotta do 1.22 eventually. It is interesting though that like all like the minor little number updates now are like the drops. That's very interesting. Well, and like bug fix updates and stuff, but like yeah, it's very interesting because yeah, they can't be in 1.21 forever. They will have to eventually have like whether 1.22 is a major update or not. They will have to have something. My hopes for a combat update. Back into the trenches of Minecraft updates. Like yeah, end update 2, but we need that. Yeah, there's a few, just a little shopping list of things that we need. But I think Mojang has always been, in a way, well, I mean, they listen to the community, but I think from what I've seen, they seem to be quite asynchronous to the community, apart from like caves and cliffs and stuff where it's kind of lined up. So it's very interesting seeing that, like what they bring to the game, what they want to bring to the table, rather than just doing what people are suggesting all the time. Because I think they definitely listen to people and like through streamings and stuff. Because I know like that Mojang devs like listen to streamers and stuff. I know that that's a thing that they do. So they like get like actual opinions and stuff. But like I think there's a lot of that's like the creative process of Mojang. Like they kind of develop their own kind of process of things, and they evolve that on their own accord in a lot of ways. Which is, I mean, typical for game development. But it is an interesting thing for Minecraft, because I know a lot of people are like, just add what we want already, do the end update. But like, they might get around to that. But it's just, they got a schedule and stuff. Like, it's not like they're just gonna switch gears from what they want to do right now to what you want them to do. I'm sure they'll do updates like the end update and that kind of thing that like really does surprise people. Like the next Nether update or whatever, right? But yeah, there's a lot in that. People just need to be patient. I'm gonna be real. You be real. After the Nether update, I wanted the end update right after. Cause that would have been crazy if they'd done that like as like a pair of updates. Because I know everyone was like super like, oh, Mojang, add a new dimension. And they're like, well, we're not going to add new dimension until we flesh out the existing dimensions. And they did the Nether, and everyone was like, oh, we want the end. Of course, that's like the logical conclusion. And like, well, the overworld's been updated with caves and cliffs. The Nether's been updated, and we've even seen like new biomes and stuff. But we haven't seen stuff change to the end. That's like the huge, big kind of weak spot in Minecraft right now. Among other things, there's a lot of areas of Minecraft that could be improved, as they have been slowly working their way into new aspects. Like with the minecart changes and some like redstone stuff, they clearly are keeping in mind some other aspects of the game. Yeah, a chatting system is asked to. Yeah. But they're slowly working their way to these different facets of the game, because there's a lot of stuff. I mean, it's inherent with a game that's a decade old, 15 years old, that there's systems in the game that fit in with the system back then, but just don't fit in with what Mojang is doing now. So it makes sense that we'd need to see some change, and that change I'm sure will happen one way or another. But that's just part of game why the game freeze? I was like, anyway, but it's like part of game development. And that stuff takes time, and people just need to sit back and keep suggesting and keep challenging what Mojang puts out there, positively, of course, constructive criticism. But we just need to trust Mojang. I mean, they've developed this game for 15 or however many odd years, because I don't really remember where exactly Mojang came into the picture, or if I think it was in the picture even when Notch started working on the game. But like, Mojang's developed the game for so long, even after Notch, and I think, well, they've made some fumbles, of course, obviously. I mean, it's definitely seen it with the controversy and stuff with like the chat reporting and stuff, but there's a lot of stuff that goes to like Microsoft or just like like Mojang developers, but like, people are people. When I tell people, when they say modders added this in 2 days, okay, cool, now do that for Bedrock and make it optimized. And also do it under a corporation, okay? Like, Mojang isn't just a sole property here. There's a parent company involved, and they have to, I mean, I think the whole update drop system is smart for Mojang, because it panders to that like market thing, like the business thing of like quarters. So you have like quarterly Minecraft updates. It's good for the community, but it's also good for profits and stuff. I get that. I get both sides of it, because I could see like just like the honest intent of like, we want people to get more content throughout the year, but it also fits through that like corporate lens as well. So I think people often overlook a lot of different things, and they just see like modders pumping out dimensions and new mobs and all sorts of things, and like lickety split. But that's because they can do that. You know, we can see that Mojang can do that with like the April Fool's updates and stuff. But that's because that those are horribly unoptimized, and you can snuff out bugs from a mile away. If they tried to do that with Minecraft updates, do you know how like insane the community would go if they like started like adding all sorts of things and they were just buggy to high hell? But yeah, anyway, reminds me of Sonic 3, the game released early because of McDonald's collab and had to branch off into Sonic and Knuckles. Oh, see, yeah, there is some merit to it. Yeah, it's like if Mojang started pumping out stuff that's just like the worst. But like it's like what people want. It's like, oh yeah, we made the Nether update, we made the combat update. But like it's not, you know, it's like you can clearly tell that they rushed it kind of thing. It's like then like what's the point in it? It's just gonna break the game. It's gonna, you know, not work with what they've already added. Like there's a system to all this, and I think a lot of people just kind of overlook a lot of that when they like start these arguments of like, oh, Minecraft needs this update, needs X Y update. I mean, it does, yeah. These areas have weakness, but yeah, it's just it's interesting making the conversation about it, but the actual like expectation that Mojang needs to implement this stuff now is just a little bit like, you know. Speaking of Bedrock, though, a lot of add-ons are just straight up ripping off Java mods and selling them on the marketplace. Oh, that's another thing too. And I've seen a lot of that kind of grifting going on, of like stealing like Java mods and basically just putting them up for like mine coins and whatever. Granted, they've been doing this with skins and texture packs. Yeah, yeah. The skins thing is a little interesting because on Java, of course, and I guess on Windows 10, you can have just about any skin you want. If like you can, well, you got like the tools to create them on Java and Bedrock and Windows 10. So like the fact that like on like console edition, the only way to do that is by buying them is a little, yeah, it is a little interesting for sure. And the texture packs thing, I also don't really agree with like Faithful and stuff. Like I remember when people were like talking about like the price of Faithful on Bedrock Marketplace. That's a little bit unreasonable, but I think that was, I mean, that was also due to the developers being different to the original developer, and then the original developer got hold of it and whatever. But that's a whole story. But I guess like this whole thing of like, why are we re-uploading a texture pack for like an inflated price when it was free for like Java? Like if you're gonna have it be for like some mine coins, you might as well have it be for like a pretty darn cheap price if you have it for free on Java, you know? Like if it needs to have a price to be on the marketplace, don't make it like $10 for something that you can get on your computer for free kind of thing. But I think, I guess a lot of that also takes advantage of people who can't do that. That's like the main thing, is that you can't really do that, so this is like your only avenue. And it helps pad the pockets of the, you know, the corporation. I mean, it's true. It is all true, and it pads the pockets of the people who develop the content, which is good, because I think that's a big trouble with a lot of people who develop things for Minecraft beyond like the, you know, the actual developers, like the mod developers and the texture pack developers, is income. And this new age of realism craft with shaders and stuff, when you have websites like my MCP that allow you to get free crud. Yeah, and don't get me wrong, like some stuff on the marketplace is cool, like that actions and stuff was actually, I managed to check that out recently, and that's been a lot of fun just to have in the world. I mean, it kind of emulates stuff like fresh animations, but it brings some new stuff to the board with like new textures and things. So I think there's a line to be drawn where like some stuff is just like, yeah, that like crud, that like just like no point. But there's also some clearly some honest stuff, even if it does have like hiked prices. It's like, oh, it's a little ridiculous, but like not really when you consider the work that was put into some of it. Like, yeah, yeah, some stuff definitely does have unnecessary prices. when you can get it for free for easier means. But I also understand the angle of, uh, like I said, of like the whole Bedrock players don't have any other way to access the content, so why not put a bit of a paywall to it and have like a currency. That seems like a. I feel like that's a Microsoftism. I don't think that's more. I don't really think Mojang would do that on their own without Microsoft being behind that. I think that's definitely like. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I could have just been Mojang's idea, and Microsoft's like, yeah, that helps. Actions and stuff was free at one point if you got hold of the download. I think I downloaded a copy of it. Oh, okay. I think I just bought actions and stuff just because I wanted to. Well, I had some residual money on my PlayStation. I just kind of like, I was like, yeah, I just want to support the people who made it because it's a pretty well made pack. From what I've seen on like Bedrock Marketplace, there's not really a whole lot else like it. I mean, I'm also not really someone who plays Bedrock religiously and tries out like all sorts of packs religiously. So I'm not really at liberty to say, of course, but from what I've seen, it seems like a pretty decent thing. The amount of kids complaining that it didn't work. I remember a while ago when some guy installed a Minecoin mod where you mine Minecoin ore to get Minecoins. Oh, that's what you're talking about. Yeah, the kids complaining that it didn't work. Oh, that's funny. Print Minecoins in your Minecraft world. The counterfeiting add-on. Oh, that's great. Yeah, and you have to pay Minecoins to get the add-on or whatever. That's fun. Or you just like have like the mod or whatever. That's rich. Looks like it's time to end the episode. It's time. I actually, yeah, it's hidey hole time too. Perfect timing. Deadass, I think it was just the texture pack for coal ore. Try putting it in the furnace. That's great. Especially when it's like, yeah, over top of like pre-existing textures. That's like, so it's like a strange thing to me. It's like, there's like texture packs that are like try to like add completely new ores to the game or whatever, but they're just completely like repainting the stuff that already exists. It's just weird. It's like got the same functionality and everything. It's like, well, if I can use it to make hoppers, is it really like this like brand new ore? That's why I kind of like mods, like in that respect, like the overhaul thing. Like I kind of like mods that way over texture packs. Like texture packs can really enhance things and make things like different, but yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna end things here because I'm pretty freaking tired and I don't think I can do another hour of this. So good night. Have a good one. Yeah, you too. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you everyone on the YouTubes for tuning in as well. Quite the Yes, it was an interesting chat and even stranger session. Yeah, I think the people on YouTube will have a field day with this. But yeah, thank you, and I will see you all in the next one. All right, goodbye.